some more. Give me some there. Okay, we get some 97s. We're going to cruise a little bit higher. Now, give me those 99s. We're at 99 as well. So far, so good here on the TQs. Thank you, Obi. Good day today, man. Make sure you join me back at 2 p.m. with this guy. We'll see what settles down with Tesla. We'll see what settles down with the futures. But we're going to go over. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Andre, Satea, everybody, Brendan this morning as well. Ciao for now. We'll catch you back at 2 p.m. It's Midday Mayhem with the two guys to my left.
Yeah. Oh, get it, Donald. Boom! Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy, Joey Options. And I am Sharif. Yes, here we go. World's greatest mod. Shout out to Bears versus Bulls and company. All right, maybe YouTube can get everybody over a little bit quicker today. We got Stall. We got Cristobal. We got Super No Yes. Shout out to Kai Sinat for keeping my weekend entertaining, says Skull. Yeah, I've seen his broadcast there. It's okay. Sixto V. We got Rifki. We got Neilio, Greg Moore, Abhishek. Stop showing up, Abhishek. I beat you up in high school. Just stay there, bro. Kanye West, Bax, Hard R, Sadiq. Smoky Love, we got Tark, we got Why Not, Katina Miz, get me hyped up, bro. CompuCare, Kershaw, we got Osama, we got Airy Pages, we got Malcolm, Sadiq, Satar, Minnesota Trader, we got Daniel, Henry, Ozan, no, not you, Ozan. We got Dino Abedini, Malcolm Aldridge, shout out to you, my man, Blue Arrow. We got Day Trader Cut, the OG. Who else, man? We got Chuck of All Trades. We got Wealthy G Money. We got G Talk, 5150, T-Dog, Sterling. We got L, Victor Lou, Steve Duran, Marlon, Kirk D, Jen AI, oh boy, Adrian Diaz, Mohammed Hafizi. We got Christopher Jones, Mike Jones. What else, man? Roy Harrison. We got Joe. Joe's in the chat. Shout out to Holly. Shout out to Melinda. I'm trying to see some female names there. Trisha, I see you, girl. We got Mr. Thumbs Up, Amy, Tiger, Conrad Clark, Random Oddities and OG as well. Michael Adams, one more, Joseph. Come on. Choose one. Joseph pick.
Cucumber Bro.
Cucumber Bro. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us today. What a day it's going to be, Joseph. In my world, anyway, small cap gappers are moving up a storm. We're going to start off with this one super quick, and then I'll let you
for sure, guys.
chime in. Poetic over there. Guys, SPET is insane. Okay? It's literally insane. I'm reviewing this one for the watch list this morning. It's trading at around $10.50. I'm looking at some other names. I look over to Brendo. This is not a fake print, guys. It literally dropped into 873, rocketed to $35 in one 5-minute candle, and then it's been putting in higher lows and higher highs ever since. As you can see, it's been quite respectful for the most part of the 10 exponential moving average on the 5, which is always going to be that solid green line on my black charts. Alas, it is finding resistance at a predictable area, Joseph, $50.55 to be exact. Dropping a little bit right now into 46. Lots going on today. We're going to be looking at a lot of these. What are you keeping your eye on, my man?
Yeah, a couple grand on that would have been nice. I'd been on a nice vacation somewhere, but it's summertime here. We're enjoying everything. I hope everyone had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. I did. And the one thing that I'm liking about these American holidays, Sharif, is that everything is open. Right?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's at work.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's at work. I'm at the outdoor gym, and I'm like working out, catching some rays. And I'm like, I kind of slightly feel like a degenerate here. Everybody's working. I'm outside. I like no tarp, obviously, just catching rays and everything like that. But hey, you can tell your boy got a little sun this weekend. We tried to spend as much time outside as possible. I told you guys we're outside people. And with that being said, I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. But let's get right into these markets here and talk about what we've just traded today. That was IBIT. It didn't work out relatively well for me today. So you can see I was looking for the longs. So for me, there was a stretch and period of time where I just wasn't trading the underlying, and we're starting to rotate into that because of the move that we just went on after this. So there we go. We took 3 attempts on it, small losses, but again, I got aggressive here, looking for the add and the break of some key levels. But if we go over my notes, which we will later on in the session, you'll see that we've gapped up, and I'm looking for that the gap fill to the downside, and that's really coming into play now. I said a break of 62, we may get that potential gap fill. Now, the trades that we did put on and were successful. Let's go over to one of the hottest spaces in the market right now, Sharif, and that is the quantum sector here, guys. Oops, why aren't we pulling up there? So there we go. We took a couple of entries on IONQ, just sticking with strong names. So you can see this was my first entry here, and we just slowly pieced it out as we ran into some pre-market bases. And then we took another one, we let it weave out, grab some more liquidity, and then at the break of the volume weighted average price, we punch in, and then we add again there. It's unfortunate that I didn't go heavier size, right? I always talk about having the ability to just make your winners significantly larger than your losers. I was slightly more aggressive on IBIT, so it didn't allow me to do so right here on IONQ. And we're kind of chopping around too, right? We had the gap down, or sorry, the gap up, and I don't expect too much market strength and too much market continuation after that. So yeah, that's one thing we're going to talk about later on in the day, is just collecting data with gap up and gap down days. But those were my two trades on the session thus far. Sharif, NVIDIA is relatively strong as well too. You can see that we are breaking above some key pre-market zones, and then also holding too, right? So that's what we want to look for. What was once resistance is now acting as support. So that's really important. If we break it to the downside and head back into the middle of the range, maybe we won't continue. But this is not, I don't necessarily like seeing these big gap up days, especially when we've been on such a monster run in the past couple of weeks.
Well said, Joseph. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're doing it live right now. We're already in Big Bear. Shout out to my man, Katina. He's doing it live, obviously, in the personal account there. We got 444s on. Oh, no, I don't like that number. It's not good, but it's okay. We're gonna try to work around this number. Shout out to all my Asians who know exactly what I'm talking about. 444, it's not so good. All right, so we're gonna keep an eye out on that. I'm also trying to work into now PSQH. So I'm gonna go over my side charts in a second. PSQH, is this on the NQ? It is not. PSQH, let's find out, is it on the New York? It is, okay. Good look there. This is what I'm looking at getting in around here with dollar cost averaging into 230. So let's see if we can work into PSQH now. We're gonna go, yeah, 1 penny spread, good look. And then I'm also looking at 232. So let's go ahead and put that order in there, 232. Well, we're going to put 33s to front run the level. So that's my look. I haven't put any beak wetters, so let's wait at 44s, and then I'm going to wait at 46s. Just like we always do, we layer the orders because we're slow and old, and we can't hang with the speed these days. Shout out to...
your boy said...
Who?
Your boy made 200 of the big ones today.
Wait.
Skull.
My man Skull, eh?
No, not Skull himself, but your boy RC. Mr. Ross himself.
Oh,
200 smackers.
Yeah. I believe that. 200K?
Yeah.
I believe that. I believe that in a second.
Yeah.
And I already told you off camera. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I already know how that all goes down. So S-bet's insane. Okay. I saw RC pull in that same amount on. What was the ticker called, Joseph? It's KOSS, K-O-S-S. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was running with AMC, GME. I saw in before the bell rang, Joseph. 7:30 in the damn morning.
Yeah.
He's up $250,000.
Yeah, that's
okay?
Nice.
Yeah, so it'd be nice, yeah.
That's good.
It's very nice, Joseph.
Those are good times.
Oh, yeah, those are good times. Satea, what's happening up there?
Yes, so Lightbridge set to join the Russell 2000 and 3000 effective as of June 30th after the bell. Just so it's making a notable move. It's near that pre-market high, so just keep note of that. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Satea. Appreciate that. All right, Joseph, we're doing it live here on your friend PSQH. We're taking out levels already. I got in at 1s. We just took out 6s. I'm waiting at 8s. PSQH. It's up a respectable 24%. It ain't no damn S-bet, I'll tell you that. This thing is up 635%. We could have our first quadruple digit winner of the year that is above $1. I know we've had ones that have exceeded that, but below the dollar. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I really was looking for something more along the lines of $45 on SBET, something that comes into the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. Alas, it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. It is having trouble with that $50 area, full disclosure, even though it is now $51 high day. When you do look at the closing prints, and you know my affinity for these closing prints, people, it is having trouble with 5. What I do like about this, even though if it's having trouble with $50, look at the higher lows. Let's take this hammer candle here that rejected 50 originally. What's the low of that candle? I'll answer my own question. $46. How about the subsequent candle? $47.12. How about the subsequent candle? $49.38. You see where I'm going with this? Higher low, higher low, higher low, even though you've got that generally $50 area as a flat top. I've seen this story before, and usually it resolves to the high side. That's not financial advice. That's just telling you what I've seen in the past. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. There's a couple on my chart right now that we can't trade. One, excuse me, LVWR, that's not accessible on our system, and the Katina man is gone, so I can't ask him to put it in, but hopefully we'll get that in sooner rather than later. I was trying to punch on this one as it was taking that $1.80, and then I found out it was blocked. I was kind of happy that that happened because it broke down below VWAP, but lo and behold, it held the 10 exponential, and now it's right above that volume weighted average price, trying to take that prior candle high at around $1.83 with that ultimate high on the day. Obviously, that $2 area, LVWR is what I'm talking about. Fantastic look for this one on the day. Let's go back and have a look at PSQH. Now it's showing me 48s. Alas, it has to cross for me to get printed at 48s, and then above that, I'm waiting at 50s. How's my friend Big Bear doing? Well, we got one measly beak wetter on this one, but that was really never the plan. The plan was to wait for a pullback into that 435, hence why I have an order waiting there. Now, I may want to move this up. And the reason I say that is because the previous area resistance showed you 435. So if I'm seeing it, Obi's seeing it, Satea's seeing it, Joseph's seeing it, even the Katina man who's not at his desk is seeing it. No, I'm kidding. I'm exaggerating for effect. The point of this to tell you is if I'm looking at it, other people are looking at it, and what I want to do is I want to front run the level because it gets to be a crowded trade at that exact level. So I'm going to change my order on BBAI to front run that level there, bless you. And we'll see if we can kind of move up a little bit more. We're going to cancel that order right there. There it goes. And now we're going to move it up a skosh here, Joseph, at 436 for the same amount of shares. We'll see what we get, and we will not get upset. Shout out to my man Neil, who's having a jolly old time over there in Budapest, and he's littering the group chat with pictures of his vacation. More annoyed I could not be, not having been on vacation for almost a year and a half now.
Ooh, yeah. What's up with that, man? Maybe around the winter time.
That's the way it is, bro. That's the way it is.
A flight somewhere, you know.
I'll catch hands from my dad if I go anywhere, bro. Yeah, he's not what he used to be, Joseph. He's pushing 80, but you know, it's not like I'm gonna be fighting back.
Yeah, you can't fight. You can't fight back. That's for sure. Oh, hospital, ER. Yeah, we don't want that. No. All right, guys, let's pull up my screen. We've been collecting data kind of just from an open interest standpoint to see if these some of these strike prices and the large amounts of contracts are going to be lifted throughout the expiration cycles. All right, and we're not seeing that right here. This is Google here, guys. We have the calls and the puts, and we talked about high levels of OI through the 170s and the 175s. They haven't been lifted yet, so maybe we're going to get an inside week here on some of these names, and we're going to go over some more throughout the session. But I'm looking for some good trades here. IONQ has been working for me, so we got to continue to try some of these trades here. But I mean, we're up only about 1% on the day, and you can see we're knocking on the door of the opening print here multiple times, and we just continuously reject. We do have some of these whipsaw type moves, and then we head back right into this range. So maybe one more liquidity grab, and then we can head back up towards some of these key levels that we're looking out and marking out. And I mentioned that we're going to need to break through that opening print with some volatility and momentum. So I don't think, or we can slowly grind, but you can see the volume profile really drastically start to cool off there on that front. Tesla's strong on the day here, guys. I wasn't paying too much attention to it, to be honest with you. Let's take a look at it from a daily perspective and see what we got going on. So yeah, there you go. I mean, we open up on top of a daily range here, and then you get that continuation to the top side, and that's something that you want to keep your eye out on. It wasn't on my watch list this morning. I was looking at the quantum space, and then late in the morning, we got that news with DJT regarding Bitcoin. So I was like, okay, let's continue to monitor these. The volume was there, and you had some big, nice momentum moves in the pre-market, but we didn't get the continuation that I was looking for. We'll pull up Bitcoin right now just to see what I'm thinking, and I'm just thinking out loud here with you guys, is that, like, again, we've just been on such a good, solid run. You have to take a breath at some point. I mean, from these lows, I don't know if this is Liberation Day somewhere around here, but from these lows roughly, we're up 50%, right? Like, so we're just gonna have to be patient. I do suspect that we're gonna get a pullback into the hundreds. That would be healthy for me. We hold the 100 or high 90s, and then we can take that that additional leg higher, and then we can hold the previous all-time highs, which would be this. And that's exactly what we're kind of gauging to do here. So just be patient with it. We've had multiple days where the underlying has been in play, and I just don't think it's gonna be in play right now. Everything can change tomorrow. You get another positive news headline, et cetera, something along those lines. But from a technical standpoint, slightly overbought, but we do remain bullish on Bitcoin. But let's see what Adair is up to, guys.
AMC Entertainment on Tuesday announced that Memorial Day holiday weekend was the company's third biggest revenue total for a 5-day period in over 10 years. So it is making a move. So just be on watch for that. Back to you.
Yeah. There are some banger movies that were received this weekend. Like, I personally didn't watch anything, but I heard. Say that again, Satea? Hit your button. Hit your button. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, you can always shot.
You know you have that button up there, right?
Yeah, what else you got in there? Lilo, did you watch it?
I didn't personally. Yeah, I don't know if it's working up there.
Oh, so maybe not. Maybe it's not working. Maybe we'll get that figured out. Yeah, sorry. I meant
there she is.
It was Lilo and Stitch, and also Sinners. I know this came out like maybe a month or two ago. Sinners and Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
Have you seen Sinners yet?
I have. You guys need to go watch that. That was a good one.
I watched
psychological thriller for sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I like it.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, I talked about this before. I don't think it deserves a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. I just don't think it's in that realm of 98s. Because I don't know. You got to fill some big shoes to have a 98 on Rotten, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just me, right?
Hey, man, your standards are high, baby.
They're very, very, very high. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just don't think it deserves a 98. But yeah, that's the game plan here, guys. And for those who are asking me about the longs, we got to be patient, right? I do like Tesla. It's strong here on the day, and Bitcoin slowly starting to recover. I know Pizza Rat needs this as well too, but see, that's the thing, don't need it. Just if it works out, then that's fantastic. I know when you get in that realm, it's like, I need this trade, and then that's when you just put too much weight on an underlying, and unfortunately they don't really care about us, so that's just how that works. So just don't put too much of that weight on there, because you will end up disappointed. Not saying that we're necessarily going to, but you don't want to leave your expectations that high. But yeah, here we are on Bitcoin there, guys. One thing that I am noting is that if I am going to long this, you can see that we have now broken this 5-minute candle to the top side. So your risk profile is defined essentially. If you crack 61, then maybe you'll get a little bit more of this gap fill. But right now I'm going to be patient, wait on my hands, and wait for that really ripe opportunity for me to pounce, just like a sniper there, Sharif. Man, okay, we're going to have to FOMO into a trade here, Joseph. NVTS, this thing is going buck wild. So we're going to give this a little bit of room. 662 high a day. We've got 60s on. It's going to have to hold 50s. We're going to risk about 10 pennies or whatever. Let's just throw in the order there and get ready. NVTS is going mad right now. So let's see exactly whether I punched in at highs. What's current bar low? I'll give it to current bar low. Current bar low 640. Okay, so let's go ahead here, 638, and then we'll give it all the way down to 630 in case this thing gets nuts. It's already dropping down a little bit right now. We're about 7 pennies out of the money. Let's see if it holds that level. NVTS, there's a lot of very strong parabolic names. NVTS, one of them. We still haven't hit that 50%. We were momentarily above 50% on NVTS. It's nary a red candle on the chart here. The last red candle I can see on my 5-minute chart is 1025. Every single 5-minute candle subsequent to that 1025 candle is green, with a couple of doji candles here and there that ended up closing green. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. Look at PSQH taking out all my levels. Oh, baby. We're going to take more profit there, Joseph. We're doing it live up on this show right now. Let's go ahead and set up at 59s, and then we're going to wait at 61. Good look right now for my friend PSQH. And as that one continues to go up, Big Bear continues to go up too. Get it, Katina, man. Wherever you're at, my man. Here we go. He's swimming. He's got the paddles today. Yeah. Shout out to him. He's killing it these days. I don't know, bro. I'm not going to. Yeah, it's good questions there, Joseph. That's all you, though, baby. Yeah, I'm going to ask.
You have to ask him. All right, NVTS back into the high. 63s now. We only got 60s on, so there's really nothing to get too excited about. I just talk loud naturally. People from my country usually do that. So we're going to keep an eye out on that, and then we're going to keep an eye out on this one as well, because PSQH, can't stop, won't stop. He won't be doing that anymore, will he? Well, maybe he can.
What happened?
What happened to Diddy?
Oh, I thought that was
he's
our boy
in jail.
Dave. Yeah, I thought that was our boy Dave.
Isn't that what Diddy does? Can't stop, won't stop.
But I thought that's what Dave Chappelle makes fun of him.
Well, he does, right?
Yeah,
Dave Chappelle's golden, my boy. He's
all
set for life. Diddy, I don't know. He might be in some trouble. So that's what we're doing right now. We're taking profits on PSQH, but look at, what's it called? NVTS. It creates that high, it stops me out, so that's the first L of the day. You win some, you lose some on this one. Coming back down. Joseph, I get back involved with NVTS at around that 610, 615 area. Let's see how that does.
Yeah, good luck stuff there. Hectic stuff, sweeping LH. Yeah, it is definitely hectic, man. But we're already here. It's Tuesday. It does slightly feel like a Monday, I guess, but we're gonna try to have some fun and put on some banger trades for you guys as well too. So. Alan A, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, like, here we go, guys. And I mentioned, I think at some point this gap is going to get filled, right? We can zoom out from a daily perspective and see what we got going on here. So that's just an additional gap update. But the one thing to note is that we're still constructing lower highs, right? So, exactly. So lower highs. I always get those two mixed up for some reason. But yeah, here we go. I mean, nice, strong recovery. I do anticipate this gap being filled. And I was talking with some of my trader buddies, a.k.a. Brankles, really only, about just some NVDA trades. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to wait for this 123, 124. But with this earnings report looming tomorrow, then we might not get that. You know what I mean? So I got to be extremely patient. I'm already positioned in this underlying. And I put some order out for some calls if we do get that move to the downside. And then the following morning, I'll get filled because I will have to wait until market open. So if we can catch a fill on some of these calls that I have, they're out the monies. I believe I bought like the 45s or something like that expire not until late next year. But I put the orders out for a price that I specifically want. So if we do get that move to the downside, then I might get the fill the following morning there, guys. But speaking of NVDA, let's pull up its expected move. I've had that prepped for us as well, too. I posted it on X, but I think it's important for us to see it here and just to gauge what we're looking at from a plus to minus. So here we go, about a 6.4% expected move here, guys. I could put us at a high of 143.87 and a low of 126.44. I do believe Sean said that they're not gonna. He doesn't think that they're gonna put in a guide. I think they do guide, to be honest with you. And I think it's gonna be a pretty good one in my opinion, especially with some of these golf deals. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But that's just kind of my process, and I'm thinking both of us. Obviously, I could be wrong, he could be right, and vice versa. So I'm excited. Sharif's gonna be reporting that. I'm excited to see what's coming out with NVDA. So yeah, I'm gonna be patient. I have orders out, and that's the expected move there, 6.4%, Sharif.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be really interesting, Joseph, because we talked about this morning on the big desk that their China market share, Joseph, back in 2022 was around a little bit over 90%.
Yeah.
Now we're floating around 50. The question is, does the Middle East pick up
the amount of slack?
These are not small orders.
No.
They're not small orders.
They're not small. And I mean, they're just getting started, in my opinion.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. So I got a little bit more detail on that. So it's not a free-for-all as we anticipated, we thought, with the Middle East.
Yeah.
So apparently there's still limited oversight by some of the American companies. For example, the Biden administration didn't want G42, that UAE company, to have exclusive control on the GPUs. So they had to use Microsoft as an intermediary. That still is true, but to a much lesser extent. So they have more control over how things are used, but they're still using US intermediaries. And by the way, guys, for every dollar that the UAE and Saudi Arabia spent on these GPUs to build out their data centers, there's a dollar for dollar agreement that Donald struck with these Arab companies to invest whatever they're going to invest in their own data centers in continental U.S. data centers. So money coming back stateside as well. So you're making money on the sale, and then you're getting money on the investment locally, which I think is a hell of a deal. The Chinese wouldn't have done that. Yeah. That's for damn sure.
And I heard you say this morning as well, too. So I think it was something around like 18 billion annually or something. NVDA is going to lose to the H20 deal. But there's also in the span of this 3-year deal, it's about like 15 to 20 billion split amongst AMD and NVDA.
Well said.
That some of these Gulf countries have invested as well.
Fair, man.
So there you go.
All right, guys, we did it live right here, guys. This feels good. These type of trades feel the best. I have to cancel this order right now. So that is it for PSQH. We get top wick for now. So I got 69s at 72, so it's technically not a top wick. I'm a buyer again, though, at 50 pennies. Let's go ahead and throw the order for half the size, because I'm not going to give too much back at that 50 penny area. I like that for a number of reasons. 1, psychological support at the 50. 2, the 10 exponential moving average on the 5 is at that 50 penny area. And 3, that's where kind of the breakout happened. It happened at 45s, but that's a bit of a range, 45 to 50. So I'm looking at putting an order there on PSQH for that amount. Now, how's Big Bear doing? We got out of the majority of the position into Big Bear, but here it comes into my entry again on Big Bear AI. Now, I'm still okay with that. I'll defend this into about 37s. I've got, 30s. I've got an order waiting out at 35. I don't think this order is valid anymore. That was based upon where the previous 10 exponential moving average was. So let's go ahead and cancel that for the buy, and we're going to move it up just a skosh. So that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. I'm also really interested in getting in on SPEC. Call me a psychotic, but I'm going to give this one the old college try. It's got 2 candles now that are defending the 10 EMA on the 5. Alas, we haven't put any new candles to make a new high since that candle closed on SPEC at 11:10. That 11:10 5-minute candle, the last candle to make a new high, which was 53.45. Since that, we've been putting in lower lows and lower highs. We're still above that key technical level of around 46, high 46s. I want to say 46.80, 46.90, where the 10 EMA on the 5 is hanging out. That's what I'm keeping my eye on right now. I'd really like to make some of that RC money, baby, and see if we can take out that high of the day. Alas, we've been having a lot of trouble with 50. Not surprising to me because of that situation. Pelosi's Insider. This is one of my new favorite names in the chat.
See that person in there.
Pelosi's Insider. Sharif. Take a look at LVWR. I'm looking right at it, my man. It's just printed 210 high. That one is blocked in our system, so I won't be able to engage in that one as a trade, but I can certainly look at it for you. This one was of no interest to me until it reclaimed that volume-weighted average price, and it did so in a hurry. I was trying to actually punch in on this breakout, and then it wasn't letting me in. Then I got the error messages on my blotter saying that the ticker was blocked. It just needs to be approved by the back office. That's all we're talking about there. And then I really liked it again. Once I saw a 2-candle hold up at, yes, that green line, which is the 10 exponential. You guys know how much I have an affinity for that. And then boom, it goes again. So LVWR, guys, up a light 106%. As it nears that day high again, $2.10. Trade this one carefully. As I always mention, they're around for a good time, not a long time.
Not a long time, yeah. I mean, RGTI, I see some people in the chat talking about it. It might break down here. You can see we have that flat bottom, Sharif, and multiple. So this is a post-market level that we're holding up against as well, too, here, guys. So if we crack that, there might be some more downside. And for me, the next target would be around that 1294 level there. So there could be some ways to go. You can see that we're consistently forming these lower highs as well, too. And we have this base. So once it cracks it, there's a potential trade there as well. So I'd have to order some shorts here on RGTI. But that setup is most definitely there, guys. Maybe we'll get a liquidity grab to the top side, and then we can make that move back down towards the lower end of this range here. I mean, if we look at this, look at the opening drives here, guys. So you have a weak opening drive followed by a really, really large engulfing candle, and we've been just trading inside this for pretty much the whole session.
Nasdaq at highs, Joseph.
Nasdaq at highs. Yeah, okay,
21,400.
Yeah, thank you for that there. Yeah, Nasdaq at highs being, I wonder who's being led by. It's time to go through the Mag 7 there, my friend, to see who's really dragging the Nas up higher, because, I mean, NVIDIA is not at the highs, and nor is Tesla, so it must be, let's go check.
Obi says Amazon.
Amazon.
To me, it looks like Tesla.
For you, I mean, but Amazon is there, though. Amazon is at that high a day. It's significantly, well, not significantly, it is trading higher than what Tesla is is relative to the high day there, guys. But there you go, AMZN looking pretty good here. I wanted to grab Selena some more of this actually not too long ago because she's like, oh, he's like, I'm an investor now. You can't tell me anything. Like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Whoa. What time is it? 11:29.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Clip and send.
Clip it, yeah.
Clip and send.
Exactly. Hey, I told her I want 50%. That's my management fee is 50%.
50?
Yeah.
That's like criminal, bro. I don't even think these brokerages can charge 50. This guy's out here charging 50.
Yeah, hey, man, you got to charge them. You got to charge them out here. I mean, no, I got her back in Bitcoin a while ago as well, too. So
something's happening with that piece of crap Apple.
Is it? Okay,
people are yelling about it in the chat. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Is it the same individual? Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, no, they're just saying about the high a day. So there we go. We got Apple here and Amazon both crawling higher, and then that can definitely be displayed within the Nasdaq, guys. You can see it put in a new high a day as well, too. So there's some strong Meg 7 names here, Sharif. We want to stick with the strength, and right now it's looking like Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and NVIDIA all hovering around some key levels here. So let's see if we can get involved in some of the names. I do want to continue in the strength with NVIDIA because we've been involved with this name for some time now, and I believe that we're going to hit the all-time highs in maybe even by the end of the report, to be honest with you. But that would be a hefty move. That's kind of a hot.
I think we blow through earnings like it's not even funny.
So that, yeah,
and the market's priced in all that China weakness. Let's call a spade a spade.
Everything is priced in, right? Everything's priced in right now. That would double the expected move, Sharif. So that would put us around a 14% move from where we're currently trading at to those all-time highs. We're looking at a 6.4% expected move on that earnings print. So I would not be surprised if we get a massive gap up and then a couple of days to follow. We can definitely reach all-time highs if that earnings report is perceived relatively well, Sharif.
No question about it. NVTS is breaking out. So, I mean, I got this one wrong. Let's just call it a spade a spade. I got this one wrong, and now it's going without me. I should have been dollar cost averaging into the 10 exponential moving average. I had enough room to do it. I had enough risk to do it. I just didn't do it. I don't know why. I was obsessed with not wanting to lose money rather than executing the trade correctly. And this one just took out highs again, 6 3/4 now, above 50%. I'm thinking of a micro pullback, possibly into around the $0.50, maybe the mid-50s. That's where I should be going long as people take profits at the high and also at the $0.75, which could in and of itself be an area of technical support. I'm going to give this one the old community college try, and we're just going to go with whatever we can do here because I'm not going to let this one go. I can dollar cost average into this. It's awfully strong. So where are my levels? So we're going to wait at the $0.50 here. In case this one sells off again, we're going to take the equal amount of size, just around that $0.50 there. We're going to give it to about 55. But we're doing well here on Big Bear AI. We continue to take out levels. I just want to make sure that this is the trade that I want. Yeah, good. We took 55s out on Big Bear. Now let's layer some orders now at 58s. And above that, we're going to wait at 60s as well. Good look here for the Baird one. Let's see if it continues up strong as you like. Okay, Mr. NVTS. Now we're 10 pennies in the money and we're taking out a lot of orders over here. So let's wait at 85s now. Let's layer the 84 showing up. Can we get possibly an 85 cross? It's a 1 penny spread with a good amount of volume. Guys, we've done almost 100 million shares. We're just shy of 100 million shares right now on NVTS. It did pop into 85. It was met with some selling. Good look right now. That is the high of the day, and it just took it out, Joseph Wilson. Boom on NVTS. Let's see if we can get some 92s. That's where I'm waiting next now. SBET is breaking down, okay? So be careful now. If you guys are long, it's time to really look at this deeply. Now, I'm not saying this is going to sell off, but be on the lookout for the money fills on SBET between the 10 and the 20 exponential moving average on the 5. Let me make my case to you guys. NVTS taking all my levels, man. Ooh. Fantastic look. So let me show you what I mean by this. So look at these retracements here. When we popped off into $40 and then sold off into 28. Look where the money fills are. They're in between the 10 and the 20. It's doing it again right now. It's giving you that drop into 45 and then up into 48. So look for the money fills on SBET in between the 10 and the 20 exponential moving average. What a fantastic look. We're doing it live right now. Let's take out some more levels here as we get into that $7 level on NVTS. Good look. What are you looking at, my man?
Love it. Ruchi Shah, thank you for that $2 chat. Any thoughts on Arrow? Let's take a look. I met an Italian kid named Arrow one time.
Arrow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting
Italian.
name, yeah, Italian Canadian.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I was just doing some work. He's like, he just came up to me out of nowhere. He's like, hi, my name's Arrow. I'm like,
Arrow.
Nice to meet you, yeah.
It's not a name that I typically associate with Italians.
Yeah, right.
Anthony, Mario, you know.
Arrow.
What else? There's
Luigi.
Yes, Sal seems to be
Sal.
like for, and then Santino.
Joe is a big
Joe's
Italian,
huge
big
as well.
Italian
Yeah,
name. What else do we got there? I
don't know, man. Sean?
Sean. Okay.
Get it, Katina, man.
Katina, man. Here we are, guys. I don't got any Arrow Group holdings. I don't have any data, unfortunately, on this one, so I can't really give you anything, as you can see displayed here, guys. Unless I typed something in wrong, or maybe you did. I don't know, but I have no data there. But Arrow Group Holdings does seem to be a ticker. But if I can't give you any technicals on what we see, then I can't give you any TA. But much appreciated for that $2 super chat. I will take a look at something else here, maybe for you, see if we can try, because we don't want to give up that easily, do we? Yeah, NQ,
I don't know.
There we go. Arrow Holdings, and there is nothing there once again there, Sharif. So yeah, I mean, big nothing burger on that front. But here we are, guys. We're involved in two names right now. That is, some people
are killing it in the chat. Yeah. You guys are gonna get us in trouble. Stop it.
Yeah, they're honestly saying some funny stuff. But yeah, here, I love it when I point at the screen, like you guys can see. Here we are, guys. We're involved in some IBIT for the fourth and final time. I mean, we've already struck out on it, so we don't want to go too heavy on a name that's not necessarily we're in sync with. We took 3 attempts earlier, but then we had some nice trades on IONQ. But this left me remainder slightly red on the session, but nothing to cry home about, and totally recoverable, especially with a couple good trades here. But if NVIDIA doesn't want to cooperate, then we might be in a little bit more of a hole, but nothing significant. So yeah, there it is, guys. We're in right at the volume weighted average price. I'm on the 5-minute hammer. This is my signal for me to go long. We have now cracked and held it on multiple occasions, and then now we've also cracked this downtrend line as well too. So we sit on top of the volume weighted average price. We have the ability to claim that, and then maybe we can hold and climb back towards some of these pre-market highs and the opening drive highs. So that's kind of the game plan there. If we do curl back over, retest this trend line, and then crack it to the downside, thesis invalid, and we have to reassess the situation and look for another potential trade. Now with NVIDIA, I am at the top of the range here, guys. If the market's going to be really strong today, I like this consolidation phase that we're putting in right now on NVDA. So you can see that we had some liquidity grab. Really nice indecision right here at the lows. We break through VWAP, hold and claim that. And then now we have this base that's correlated with the pre-market highs and some of these intraday levels as well too. So we hold this level, we take that additional leg higher. We're positioned relatively well there in NVDL, Sharif.
Joseph, NVTS has about, wow, boom.
Oh, wow.
We're doing it live, baby. NVTS took out almost about 8,000 lots there at $7. It blew through that 61% right now. Let's set up at 14s. I was going to say 13s, and I'm like, I don't even count 13 when I'm doing sets, baby. Ooh, here we go. It just popped 14, up into 13. Right? I know I'm psycho, but it's okay. 13s keeps rejecting 713 now HOD as it pulls back into 7. Watch out for a flush now, okay? Now the seller's moving down. So we were at 13s. That was the top. Now we're rejecting 10s. Be on the lookout for that ask creep, as Adara likes to call it, where it's like a lower, what's it called, ceiling every time. If the ceiling was 13, in this case, obviously it was, because that's a high of the day. Now the ceiling's 10. Now the ceiling is 4. We can't shake that seller at 4. So be careful for a flush here on NVTS. How many shares? All right, so I still have a couple of more outs. We'll see what this one does. Get it, Tisha. I see you, girl. Tisha's in the chat. I always am pumped when Tisha's in the chat because she's always looking at these small cap gappers, and that pleases me very much. So we've got a couple of outs here. I don't want to take it out too quickly. I want to leave it for that high day pop. That's my thinking right now on NVTS. Back above 7 we go. Simultaneously, we're doing it live as well on BBAI. This one is coming back into my break-even area. I no longer like, okay, let me correct myself there. I'm going to give this one 3 pennies worth of risk. We're going to wait at 49s for a stop. We've taken out the majority of the position on Big Bear AI, so we're going to give this one very little amount of room. I got right back into PSQH at the $0.50. I've wet the beak already a couple times. So we get in at 50s, and I mentioned why I got in at 50s. Psychological support and resistance, breakout level. In addition to that, it was the 10 EMA. So I'm like, okay, There's a lot of confluence in all these factors. Shout out to the man on my right. So let's get in right at that level. So I'm keeping my eye on all three guys. Big Bear AI, NVTS, PSQH, all looking awfully good at the moment. What do you got, my man?
Yeah, I'm just as you were giving out your tickets.
Oh, yes. My
Okay.
bad. I was like, what is guy looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this NVDA. We're at the lower end of the range here. If we head back towards the volume-weighted average price and crack it, then I'm out. I also added to IBIT as well because that's what we do. We try to make these winning trades slightly bigger, but this is going to be more of a grind here, guys. Oh, okay.
Oh.
This is what we like to see.
Okay.
Hit that siren there, guys. I love hitting these IBIT trades live with you guys. I've done it a couple times, Shreve, and yeah, it's exciting stuff. But yeah, we're gonna look to size up on this most definitely. But NVDA not cooperating and starting to pull back in and crack the support level here on this range that we've established throughout this session here. You can see we've been trading in it for about over an hour here. Now it looks like we're heading towards the volume weighted average price. There we go, and it just hit my stop just like that. And then, okay, we didn't get out of that one. We got to flatten that one out there, Shreve. Okay.
Let me take over.
It is what it is. Yeah, no, we're out of it now. So that trade is done. Zeno, we took a loss on NVDA. Looking for the continuation to the move to the top side. I'm not saying that the thesis is invalid just yet. We might continue. This might be a little bit of a liquidity grab, but here it is on NVDL. There it is, my only attempt on NVIDIA. So this is the thing with me and my relationship with NVIDIA is that it's working really, really well for me, or it just chops me up and just eliminates all of my gains that I've had on this underlying. So we're gonna try to catch the we don't want it to spread, so we're gonna try to catch it quick before we start taking too many attempts on it, and it's just not really working for us. But yeah, let's get back to IBIT, guys, because this may be the trade of the day for us. If we can get this, I can't do anything about it, but if it really starts to get the ball rolling, then we're positioned relatively well, and then we also have the opportunity to add into the position, and that's exactly what we want to do. You see me get aggressive once the thesis starts working out. You can see that we're slowly grinding around VWAP, so you don't want to get too aggressive just yet. You want things to start working out, and then that's when you can start to implement that free roll method and then add more shares as you have unrealized gains just slowly cooking up, and then that's how you just add, and then you can build into some size that you're looking forward to and that you want to place on a specific trade like this. By any means, and I like how Obi, that's one thing to note, is that you got to categorize your trade setups. Are we in A+ territory? Not right now, in my opinion. Are we in B? Not right now, not in my opinion. Are we in C? Maybe, possibly. So with that being said, you go slower, you start slower, and you don't start as big. So that's kind of my game plan right now. It starts working. We've now cracked that downtrend to the top side. We get a retest and some indecision on this pullback that's going to give me the opportunity to add, and that's exactly what I'm looking for right now, Sharif.
All right, guys, I've moved up my stop right now on NVTS as it's showing a little weakness off that 7 retracement. I'm a buyer again at $7, but I've put my stop just below 70, my entry 72, so we're gonna risk a couple of pennies here for the last remaining couple of shares that we've got on this one. So we'll see if this one wants to break or hold 70. It's in a 2-candle pullback at the moment. It was a 713 high, and the current candle low, and this 5-minute candle is what I mean, is 672. We're at 83s right now. Let's see which way this cookie crumbles. We're taking prints though, man. PSQH was a money buy off that $0.50 when we got in again, and I've taken prints all the way up into 62s. 61s. I'm waiting at 64 and 69, okay? Big Bear AI trade is done. Guys, I know LVWR is going buck wild. I get it's a triple-digit winner on the day, but I can't trade it. It's at $2.50. I'm going to keep my eye on it for you. I'll give you my honest technical view. It's a fantastic one off the 10 EMA. That was my observation. I'm less inclined, I should say, to want to base anything on LVWR. On the 10, not the 10, on VWAP. Only because what it did over here was bamboozle the hell out of me when it popped up into that $2. It lost VWAP like it didn't even matter. But where it did find support, an obvious area of support, was not at the $0.50, not at the whole dollar. It found it randomly at the 10 exponential, and it's taking out highs. Every time I look at it, 255 now the high. This thing is up 140%. As SBET pulls back in and retraces, LVWR is breaking out And it's another triple-digit winner that we have in small cap gapper world. So I'm keeping my eye on that. When the Katina man gets back, he's going to send a ticket to the back end boys there, and we're going to get this one unblocked. And if it's still trading, we'll trade it. If it's pulling back, obviously not. So I'm going to keep my eye on PSQH. And NVTS, the ones that we're involved in right now. And if Big Bear wants to start, stop the downtrend, then we'll get involved with that one as well. Holly, I saw you yell out OKLO, okay? Oklo, fantastic day today for Oklo. It's a more expensive name, 50 plus change, yet it's up 8%. Why is that? Well, you guys saw the watch list this morning. Uranium was the second last one on there before SBET. And uranium continues to run. I looked at my watch list today for something, my proprietary watch list that I've got on my side screens over here to see what group, because I group all my tickers by sectors, right? So if a sector is strong, I can see it right away. They're not just random tickers dispersed everywhere. They're categorized by sector. So I saw uranium was very strong, and we saw this headline last week when Donald did that signing in the Oval Office, the executive order about uranium and how they were declaring a national security problem there so that they could employ the Defense Production Act, et cetera. You guys know the story. In any event, uranium is going to be strong for a while now. Not that it wasn't already strong because of AI, right? So OKLO, fantastic look, 8.5%. One of these reports, I think after the bell, is it Oklo? No, Oklo already reported May 13th. And who was it? Okta, OKTA. That's the one that reported today.
Okta was one of the largest post-market losses I've ever taken.
You took a post-market trade?
Yeah, I have a system, like I've been doing it for a long time. It's like essentially a 5-minute orb off of the earnings print, right? You don't play the earnings print, don't get that twisted. But Okta, I remember it was a couple of years ago, was the largest post-market loss I've ever
market
taken.
Taketh and market
take it that day, bro.
Yeah.
It took it that day.
Ash, I see you, sir. I see you. Or I don't know. Ash could go both ways there. Let's have a look at AMC. So AMC is having a hell of a day. And that's why I put AMC and GME together. Guys, we almost have 2,000 votes. Are you looking at some of these, the poll, bro? We used to get 1,000. We got almost 1,700 up on this, right now.
That's how we roll these days, Sharif.
Yeah, man. You guys are killing it in the chat, man. Keep voting there, by the way.
You have the option to like and subscribe.
Joe,
this trade has unlimited upside.
That video, the VWAP video.
The VWAP video.
The VWAP
I don't know.
video.
That thing's lost in cyberspace, man. It's just doing great things.
It's doing great things. I love it. Joseph, let's show them AMC here for a second, because AMC is having itself a day. So AMC and GME, guys, and by the way, we talked about GME last week. I said something was afoot with GameStop because it was taking out 30 without any sellers, and now it's taking out local highs. We're going to look at the daily on GameStop in a second, but GameStop is on one. Likewise with AMC, let's talk about these monsters right now. I'm just trying to load up my memes stock watch list. AMC is up 20%. And we're getting into that $4 level. And I'll submit to you guys, that $4 level is a tough daily level. I mean, like, look at this. We kind of used 4 as support for a long time, and then we lost it. I want to say like late last year in December, and then we couldn't really stop the bleeding. The bleeding stopped at 250, and then look how quickly we're getting right back into that 4. But if you guys are looking for possible options plays, 0 DTE, look, this guy looks so quick. Whoa. I don't know. I felt maybe the market makers would keep this below 4 because it's such a technical level.
Oh, AMC doesn't have 0 DTEs.
There's no 0 DTEs. Okay, well, there you go. That shows how much I know about options there, bro. But fantastic look for GameStop, for AMC on the day. So Ash wants me to buy the dip. All right, Ash, here's what I see, brother. This is the 10 EMA on the 5. And it's been holding the 10 EMA quite well. It does look like it's destined for a deeper pullback. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a row with lower lows and lower highs. So the 20, I don't really base a lot on the 20. It's not my favorite for intraday, but I do like VWAP, and I like that 3 3/4 level as a psychological support. So I'm a buyer here, guys, at AMC at 3 3/4. We're going to get involved in AMC. We're going to do a live here for you guys. We don't just trade these small cap gappers. We're going to do it good here. SBET is curling, Tisha says, Joseph. So let's have a quick look here at SBET. Yes, it is. That's a 2-candle green setup now. Bamboozling though, Tisha, because this current 5-minute candle both has a high and a low engulfing the previous candle. Is it a bullish engulfing candle setup right now? I don't know about this one. I'm going to keep my eye on SBET. Obviously, I'm going to be taking smaller amount of size with this one, given the price, given the increase already, and the likelihood that it would retrace. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. Oh boy, this one feels the worst, eh? When you stop out prematurely there, only to watch this thing go up like an idiot.
There's no feeling like there's no other.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's honestly one of the most frustrating.
So stupid. We're doing it live though on PSQH. This one continues to put in higher highs and higher lows, and I didn't get stopped out of NVTS. It continues to hold above that 6 3/4. I put my stop at 669. So let's see which way this cookie ends up crumbling. My man Jay frickin' Lee, Sharif. ARQQ took a real fun ride this morning, and it seems it could resume. Please bring it up and share thoughts. Say less, my man. That is one we were trading last week with that whole quantum space kind of being in vogue right now. Let's have a look at ARQQ. Oh, boy. Yeah, you know what? This one doesn't seem to be as good as the other ones, eh?
Jay Lee was shorting that, too.
Yeah, well, you know how Jay feels these days, right? I mean, he's entitled to his bias there, and I kind of support his thinking on some levels. But yeah, that is interesting, Jay. Do we find support here, my man? Because we're right back into those pre-market lows, Jay, right around 27 bucks, high 26s. You think we could possibly maybe retrace, get halfway into VWAP, maybe that 29, 28 3/4? Let me know what you think, Jay. I'd be a buyer here simply because we got into the pre-market lows. And then, you know, I'd give it the pre-market bottom below 26. Like if I was to get in at 27, risk $1, possibly to make 2 or 3. ARQQ, not my favorite setup, Jay. You kind of know how I feel. I'm a momentum trader, but not a bad look. Thanks for pointing it out, my man.
Yeah, good look there, Jay Lee, our good friend in there in the chat. Okay, guys, I'm in this IBIT trade. Let's point out some prints on these candles here. And we got to listen to the story that the market is telling us. So here it is. This can be extremely dangerous. If we don't crack this, then potentially there could be some more downside in my thinking. I don't like seeing these indecision prints right above the volume weighted average price, especially for the majority of the intraday session, not the post market I'm referring to, that we are trading below VWAP. If we break it to the top side, then that could be a positive signal and we can add into our position. I know someone in the chat was saying, Joe, don't add. I'm like, but you don't know how I operate if you don't think I'm going to add. That's for sure. So yeah, there it is. But if it's looking like we're going to continuously reject it, we break the volume weighted average price, I'm out of this trade, and that'll give me a little bit less than a break even stop. We'll take a small hit on the trade. But I also just want to get out and then also position myself potentially better as well too, all right? So this is telling a lot. Let's see how it's respected, and you can see we have the inability to crack it so far, and it looks like we're going to head back in towards VWAP. So keeping an eye out on that. NVIDIA is not working out for us, unfortunately. It's heading back towards the lower end of the range here, guys, and that is not a good sign for my long, so I'm in NVDL, the 2x leverage. Where is my mouse? Gotta love that. NVDL, yes.
Bro, have you seen BYD?
Is it going crazy?
Smoked 10% down. It's SSR. BYDDF is actually SSR.
Wow.
I'm screaming buy opportunity for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with some of those numbers that you're saying about Tesla in Europe. Yeah, I mean,
even independent of
chewing
Tesla.
up market share.
Like they're a good company, just independent of Tesla being bad and them trying to take over some of market share. As a company, they're sick.
They're just good.
Yeah.
So there you go. Potential grab right there, Sharif. I like how you're pointing that one out here. But you can see we have this downtrend line here on NVDA. We're going to need that momentum to step in, and we've seen the strength displayed right there. That's exactly what we want to see there, folks, is that strength on the tape start to step in. One thing that we do have to note is the volume by time profile. So we're on the 1-minute intervals right now. If we don't see it start to accelerate and pick up, then it might be a false break. So now that we could potentially sit on the backside of this trend, we want an open and a hold above that specific area. And then we also want to see that strength displayed in the tape, and then that will translate to that volume profile. So there's a lot going on there, but it's just a bunch of things that are definitely connected, and we need to continue to monitor, and that's exactly what I'm looking at right now. Gorev told me to hop right back in. I was like, dude, I'm already in it. I positioned myself significantly better. Instead of me buying the top end of the range, I am now at the lower end of the range, and which also helps improve my risk to reward ratio. I always talk about this as well too, guys. So instead of me being wrong right here on this entry, right? Like, look at the RVR here, considering this is where I had to claim that I'm wrong, thesis invalid, but I also have the ability to get right back in. So liquidity grabbed me here, but then you just hop right back in, and then it's the exact same risk profile, but I lose significantly less on the exact same amount of shares to start off with. So that's really important about your RVR there, guys. Now let's pull back and see what my guy iBit is up to. Pizza Rat needs this one, but let's see if we can continue to climb. We cracked this 62.80. I'm right back in it, or I'm in it more, I should say. I'm going to get in there bigly, Sharif. Add some shares to that one to see if we can get a crack of that high a day here and those pre-market levels.
All right, guys, I got another one for you. The small cap traders out there, and this one's cheaper, so you can potentially size into it. I'm not telling you what to do or how to trade, but hey, here it is. IRBT, iRobot. iRobot Corporation, what do? Advanced concepts in cleaning, mapping, and navigation. Not what you thought there, right?
Not Will Smithing.
No, not Will Smithing. Especially that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking robotics, right? Well, kind of robotics, but more like Roomba. Or what is it called? Zumba? What's that? Roomba?
Zumba.
Zumba?
Yeah,
no, not the exercise.
Oh.
The I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you and I both thinking that. No, what's that circular vacuum cleaner that?
Oh, the house cleaner.
What is
thing?
it called?
Yeah, I have no
Roomba?
idea, man. I don't live in that.
Is it called Roomba? Oh, yeah. So yeah, there you go.
I don't live in the circular vacuum robot world.
Yeah, well, maybe you need now with Milo.
There you
bro.
go, buddy.
All right, lunch is served, guys. But seriously, this is IRBT. I think this is what they make that Roomba thing that I'm talking about there, or Zumba or whatever it's called. I don't know, bro. $3.30. Beautiful move off the 10 EMA.
That is the Roomba.
Roomba. It is the Roomba. Okay, bro. There you go. Roomba.
Do you have a Roomba?
Yes.
Do you
All
have
right.
a Roomba at home?
My sister got me one a really, really long time ago. I never used it. I gave it to my parents. My mom uses it in the basement.
Way to re-gift the gift.
Yeah, well, I didn't. My mom knew what my sister gave me. I just wasn't using it.
You're re-gifting there.
I got the, what's that thing? That
Dyson.
Cyclone cleaner, the Dyson. Yeah. It's just,
All right.
besides.
All right, big spender. All right.
Yeah, well, I got that as a gift too. Yeah, it's like I get a lot of gifts. No, seriously though, guys, IRBT, it's on one right now. It's a fantastic look. The dips are they're bouncing off the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. You can see that green line there. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I took off NRCA and I've replaced it with IRBT because there's only 8 spots on the side chart. So this one's worked its way on. It's a bit of a slower mover right now, so keep your eye out on that. I'm continuing to keep an eye on SBET over here. And I personally, I think the best days are behind SBET until it can pull into that 30. You know, like we'll see what it does at VWAP, but I've seen this story before. You know, the RCs and the algos, they've made their money on SBET and they're getting the hell out of there. That's just my observation. That's my feeling about this one. So I am not going long until a key level comes in. Like if we come into that 40, and I see ridiculous amounts of buying and higher highs and higher lows, then we can talk. But ideally, I'm waiting for that 30 where the volume weighted average price is. Otherwise, you know, I'm just going to steer clear. IRBT, we're going to load this one on a side screen or a trading screen right now. Who are we going to take off? We're going to leave on SBET there because anything can happen with this one. We're going to take off OKLO, even though that looks good, Joseph. I might leave that one on there. Let's put on IRBT. It's on the Nasdaq or what? Yeah, good look there. All right, so here's what I'm doing. There's only been one time since the open that IRBT actually touched the 10 EMA. So if I'm going to put a dip trade at the 10 EMA, the likelihood of that getting triggered are lower. So I'm going to front run it, okay? I'm thinking, you know, 3 low 20s, a 10-cent pullback from where we're at right here. Let's go ahead and wait at 3.22s. I ride on 22, so we're going to put 22s on here. So we're going to see exactly what we get. He hasn't heard that one before. So we're going to keep that one there, see what we get on IRBT. NVTS just took out highs. So I did get stopped out of there, sadly, for the remaining amount on NVTS, but here it is taking out highs again. 717 incoming, again, incorrect stop placement by me. Where I perceive there to be support rather than using the 10 EMA. I got that one wrong, and I paid for it by not getting some profits. Here we go, 721 high a day. This one's closing in possibly at 100% winner. Now we're mid-60s right now. Every time I look at this one, it's taking out more highs. NVTS, big boy, hold at that 6 3/4, aka the 10 EMA on the 5, and we make new highs on that breakout there. Good look. There's about 1,000 lots, give or take, at 20s, but we already took out that seller before. Can we take him out right now, doing it live? Not right now, so we'll pack our patience, see what we can do there with that one. Sadiq. It's iRobot. Yeah, IRBT. I know, brother. I think you're behind on the stream, Sadiq. Make sure you're hitting that live. Click that live button there. Just make sure that you're live with us currently. And always, Sadiq, by the way, keep your eye on that clock on the bottom right corner and juxtapose that to your clock. And if you're behind, then you know to click the live button. Another all-time high or an intraday high, Tisha. I see you, Tisha. Tisha's looking at NVTS as well. So am I. 725 high of the day now. Fantastic move off that 675. If you were a buyer at that 10 EMA, good on you. I was an idiot and I put my stop a little bit above that. We could have been riding high right now with NVTS. Mistake by me. Won't do it again. What are you looking at, Joseph?
Yeah, guys, I'm adding to this IBIT position here, guys. You can see we got that pullback. We've held it relatively well. But one thing to note on the 5-minute, you can see that we are constructing this lower high. So, but there is still time to grind higher, right? So that's kind of just the thesis. Maybe this is just going to be a consolidation phase, and then we can take that leg to the top side. But yeah, I added more into this position. That's going to be it for me personally. Oh, wow, IonQ really starting to get the ball rolling as well too, guys. Here we go, Gorev. This is exactly what we want to see here on NVIDIA. We're sitting on the backside of this trend now. We have now punched through it. If we can hold this level, then I think we're going to be positioned relatively well here, brother, and then we can have other ad opportunities. Let's zoom out to see what we got going on. The reason why I'm here, I'm long in this consolidation zone, is because I'm looking for that second leg higher, right? So as long as we hold the backside of this trend, that volume steps in, we can see it on the lower time frame slowly start to pick up, and we can see the strength displayed within the time of sale, then I think we're going to be in a good position right now, brother. So yeah, we're going to hold on to that. Let's go Bitcoin and let's go NVDL. We just want to stick with some of these strong names. I know Bitcoin hasn't been the strongest, but I do like where we're sitting here on NVDL. There could be a good ad opportunity as well. So here we go. We're pulling back here in IBIT. That's not exactly what I want to see. A continuation of that. I am adding to the position just using unrealized gains. So that means my risk profile is also starting to be increased. So I can't hold on to the positions as long as I would like. All right. So just keep that in mind there, guys. We're holding 62.60 good. That is a good sign for me. I'm going to add a little bit into this NVDA trade, considering we have cracked that trend. And that's the thing, right? I'm trying to eliminate the subjectiveness in my trading and just doing what the charts are telling me, even though sometimes it can be hard. It's like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Just listen to what price action is telling you and try to add into these positions. And therefore, you're holding less of a bias. You're just strictly working and operating off of what is being displayed in front of you. Not like, oh, I don't like it because such and such. No, what is the chart displaying to you? What is it telling you? What is the tape telling you? So there you go. I have an ad here in NVIDIA. We'll pull it. If we can get into 62.80s there on IBIT, I'll start to piece some out there, guys. That just small amounts. I'm not going to add any more. I mentioned that before. And there, let's pull out some NVIDIA to see what we got going on. Okay, so that ad isn't working out necessarily how I would want to. This can determine a lot as well too, right? Are we going to be sitting in chop for the foreseeable future for what we got going on in the day, or are we going to genuinely break out? That volume steps in, we crack that downtrend line, we hold it, and then we're looking to make that additional leg higher. Another thing to note here, guys, is that the price action on the Qs isn't that orderly, right? So this is really, really weak price action in my opinion. Look at the strength displayed here, and then also look what we have displayed here. A lot more wicks, a lot more indecisiveness, and then also monitor the volume by time profile, and that's going to help you determine a lot for you there. So that's kind of what I'm gauging right now. Strong moves. We consolidate, but now the strength isn't displayed as much. But I mean, if NVDA and some of the bigger names continue to keep the ball rolling, then maybe we'll see some more orderly price action on that front. But yeah, NVDA, let's go. That's working out now, holding that trend line relatively well. Gorev, I don't know if you've added to the position or not, but you can see I did, because I do like that. We're sitting on the backside of this trend, and there we go. Look at the strength. This is what I'm talking about here. Look at the strength displayed in the tape, and this is what we want to see, Sharif, especially as we break trends, right? So this is perfectly displayed, and the volume slowly starting to pick up as well too, guys. Glad to be doing it in real time and showing you guys just kind of the in-depth of my thinking. And there we go. Oh, we got the pop there on iBit Sharif.
Okay.
I'm going to look to take a little bit off there as we continue to climb here. I was not expecting that. Expect the unexpected, as they should say, as they do say. I can't get this one going on here for me. There we go. All right, yeah, guys, I'm going to take a little bit off here on iBit. Nothing crazy. How much do I have? Yeah, okay, I'll take 20% off up here. Bang.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah, we took a little bit off there, Sharif. NVIDIA working out for us, and iBit starting to get the ball rolling.
I like it, man. I like it. All right, we're still holding PSQH. We're really close to my next profit taker, 69. Surprise, surprise. Waiting at 60, or sorry, we're currently showing 67s. We just did pop up into 68, so let's see if we can cross into 69s. I did get into now, for the first time on the day, IRBT, so we're involved in this one. I had to punch in at highs, guys. It just wasn't giving me a pullback. So here we are. Now we're taking profits. Okay, we got 31s. We just got 36s there. Now we're waiting at 38s. Let's go ahead and layer the orders. You guys know how I do. We're old, right? I'm old anyway.
How we do.
In the club. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, there's a lot of words we can't say.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah. I don't even know the actual following.
It's been a minute. That song's old, bro. That's 2003.
That's some.
You were 11.
Yeah.
Were you jamming to that at 11?
Lars, man, Stunt 101. Come on, Lars. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what age.
Yeah,
he was stunning.
Yeah,
bro.
Stunt 101.
I said stop studying to my nephew, who's obviously a Gen Zer.
Yeah.
He's first year university. He's a freshman.
Yeah.
He's like, what's stunning? We're like, oh, really? Am I like that old?
It's like that.
Flexing, all right? Is that better?
They don't do me dirty like that.
He did me dirty, bro. It's like in front of everybody, too. He's like, made me look ancient.
Oh, man.
Oh, you're killing me,
Gotta
man.
fight him after.
Yeah, fight my nephew. What's happening over there,
Oh, man,
bro?
I used to catch beatings from my uncles, man.
Yeah.
Beatings, dude.
No, actually, I don't know why, man. It's not. I don't have that kind of relationship with him. It's more of like just a guidance counselor than a friend.
You know
at least for now.
You know what it was in our family? Charlie horses. So yeah, so like my uncle, he had like big old hands too, and it just boom, Charlie horse. Yeah.
Hey man,
well, hey, that's
the way it is.
That's pretty drastic.
That's the way it is. Yeah, you get tougher.
The Charlie horses, yeah. The Charlie
Joseph's
horses
reliving trauma right now, live on the show.
Tough. Let's go NVIDIA.
And then all of a sudden he's fine because NVIDIA is moving up. I love it.
Unfortunately, I had to punch out of this. Why? I had to get out of the iBit trade. I took some off there, guys. I gave away a lot of unrealized, which that sucks, but it's okay. We'll take it. We took a nice little bit out from the previous losses. Should have took a little bit more out on the top up there, guys, but NVDL, we're on the backside of this trend, and this is what I mentioned. I added to this position. Not heavy enough, but if we punch through that high a day, oh, there we go. Oh, there we go, Sharif.
Get it, Joe.
My guy, as quick as you'd like,
hey.
as you tend to say. Okay, we don't like that. But okay, I'm gonna add one more time because that's what we do, right? We're here to take swings. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and you guys know when things are starting to work out for me, I start to get really aggressive. So let's see if this can continue to do so.
All right, Joseph, we're doing it live right now on NVTS. Look at this move up here. Sorry, on IRBT. Wow, no. We exhausted all our outs. Okay, so there we go. Well, we've got top wick for now, so let's see what we do with that $0.50. Tisha, I'm a buyer at this one again. A dip into the mid-40s. High 30s, I'm buying again here. This thing is a rocket ship, 37, 38%. Every time I look, it's a little bit higher. So IRBT, it looks like a bad trade because it continues to go, but how was I supposed to know it was gonna squeeze through that $0.50? Let's set up a dip trade. It feels like today, the small cap gappers are in vogue. And as I look at the Russ is the best performing indice on the day, okay? Major average, 2.16, followed by the Nasdaq, 2.08, the ES, third best, and the Dow, fourth best. They're all green, though. So right now, what it does tell you It tells you that the small caps are in vogue. They're in play at the moment with the Russell 2000 leading all 4 major averages, and that's why we're not getting a lot of pullbacks on these ones. What's going on over there?
Yeah, we're getting the pops here. And NVIDIA,
3%, eh?
yeah, we're starting to climb. NVIDIA up 6.2%.
Okay.
That's the thing about these leverage products. I love them. You got to be careful on how you trade them, but you can really take advantage of some of these, right? Like, so for every 1% move that we're seeing in NVDA, it's 2% in NVDL. What does that mean? Just take more shares, right? You're getting double the amount, but also there's the downside to that as well too. But we got a nice little pop there around 52.80s. If we can crack this high a day, then we might climb into 136s. With that being said, guys, let's take a look at the options chain to see why we're bumping our head continuously in the same spot here. I was going to try to say a saying, but I totally forgot what I was about to, but that's okay. 140 maybe in the works for this week there, guys.
Okay.
Don't forget, this is the earnings expiration cycle, so we have high levels of open interest at 140. That is going to be 85,000 current open contracts at that specific strike price. But then as we start to climb in increments up the chain, I don't see anything relatively that high. Excuse me, except for with the exception of 145 with 71,000 open contracts. So, Jesus. So what my thinking is, if we can break through 140 on the earnings report, now you have a bunch of individuals caught offside. What does that mean? They're going to start to cover. If they have to start covering in the post market, what is that going to explain to us? That they're buying back shares, and that can even add more to that expected move that Sharif and I were referring to. It's about 6.4% expected move that we're looking at here on the earnings report, and we're 13% off of those all-time highs. So we would have to double the expected move in order for us to breach those all-time highs. But with those high levels of open interest right around the top end of the implied move, then if we blow through that, then we can definitely squeeze and head into those all-time high levels, Sharif.
Sorry, I don't mean to put you in. That was an ugly freeze there. Joseph, I just want to point out to everybody that we got 6,000 people watching. We don't even have 500 likes. Like, what's the ratio on
Unacceptable.
that? And that is unacceptable, guys. Come on. Do us a favor. Joseph and I a favor. We're putting on bangers for you today. The dude's taking these tech names long. He's taking Bitcoin long. I'm taking these small cap gappers long. So we're covering the market from the left, from the right. Guys, go ahead. Head on over to that like button. Tell YouTube you like what you're watching. It certainly helps us. It helps the algorithm, and it helps the overall channel. I think that's pretty much a known fact at this time. So we would really appreciate if you do that, and maybe this will get you guys going right there.
Hola.
Who misses her?
Like and subscribe.
You know
today.
who she is?
I have no idea.
That's Kat. That
up,
used
Kat?
to be. She used to do all the advertising and stuff like that. She'd reach out to a lot of the advertisers. Yeah. So shout out to Kat.
Shout out, Kat.
Like and subscribe today. So there you go, guys. Just throw that on there. Click the like button. Tell the channel you like what you're watching, and we'd really be appreciative if you guys could do that. So we'll keep an eye out on that. PSQH, guys, I've moved up my stop to break even on this one. I've got one out left, and it's the one that's waiting at 69. Sadly, we couldn't clear that level there. There I am telling you, hit the like and the subscribe. So obviously, we're very grateful to all you guys doing that. So here's the deal. IRBT is continuing to take out highs, but now could be my chance to work some way into NVTS. So here's the deal, Tisha. I'm going to get long here. I'm going to get long small amount of shares. My idea here is to wait for a pullback. So I'm going to wait at different levels. So the prior bar low, Tisha, I don't know how you see this, 718. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to wait for more at 722s, okay? We're going to see if we can pick up some there. And then ultimately, I'm looking at picking up some in the 7 single digits. This is all predicated upon it continuing to sell off. So let's go ahead and wait at 707. Shout out to the airplane from the 1950. So let's see if we can get some a better price here on NVTS. Certainly at the day's highs, 67.25, very strong. And then if it does continue to go, which it might, let's put some profit takers there, and we're going going to wait in the mid-40s for that bad boy, see what we get, and we will not get upset.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to my man, Neil. What's going on over there, bro?
Yeah. Tesla really putting in a new high a day there.
Almost 6%.
Yeah, almost 6% on the day. Got 259.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
wow, you can see the volatility and the volume really starting to pick up there, guys. So a beautiful look there in Tesla. I wasn't even keeping my eye on it this morning. I was focusing on the quantum space and a little bit of Bitcoin. Now I'm involved with NVIDIA. We took a couple of stabs on Bitcoin. We're getting the continuations that we were specifically looking for. But the long of the day might be right here in Tesla there, guys. A really good look. Now let's zoom out and see what we got going on. I mean, so this is what I was doing. I was just go for walks. I think I'm like, okay, how can I game plan? How do I get better, et cetera. I do a little brainstorming when I'm on my walks or when I'm at my desk. And for me, a lot of it led to, it's like, okay, you're looking for a specific setup. What is the daily telling you? Is the daily in a breakout range or is it in a breakdown range? And a lot of it can lead into these, like my style personally, can lead into what the daily is telling me. Is it above key resistance? Is it below key support, etc.? And you want to kind of just look at these factors within the underlying asset and then base trades off of that. If it's in the middle of the range here, are you expecting it to break out? Me personally, no. If we're sitting on top of the range, now we've opened up over the weekend, we've now are opened up on top of resistance. That is exactly when I'm going to be looking for a potential breakout. We've seen that in the likes of Google and in Bitcoin as well, too. And we tried to take advantage of those. Google's I didn't trade that well, but I bet I did. And this is exactly what's going on here with Tesla. I dropped this ball. That's my fault. But you can see where we open up on today. It's either we head back into the middle of the range or we have the ability to classify this as a genuine breakout. And I think that's being displayed right now. We're getting the breakout through those resistance zones and the move is being sustained. And you can see us continuously climbing higher, establishing new highs throughout the intraday session there.
Bang, Joseph, bang. All right, we got the fill on NVTS. I only had one out left. We got two beak wetters, now a third. I got my fill at 22, so let's see. I extracted some profits as it dipped into 22s, but it does look like it wants to start selling off now, which is okay because we got 22s on. Let me throw in some more orders to the high side there in the high 30s. Let's see if we can get that. Otherwise, I'm waiting for that 707 retracement. So by the way, Pug Life says maybe a lot of users are watching TTV using Roku or Fire Stick and don't realize they can smash a like button if they access the on-screen buttons. And I said to him, so what does it look like when you're watching on Roku? And then he responded saying, nothing unless they press the up button to access nothing unless they press the up button to access the forward and back functions. Thank you very much, Pug Life, letting me know, because I personally have never watched it on there. I like at home when I want to watch the show. I have, Rogers has YouTube built in now to those little receivers. So I just say YouTube on my remote and it just logs in. So I don't even have a Roku TV.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Roku. So
you have a Roku, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I always watch back. Yeah, Trader TV on the 75. It's pretty sick. Yeah.
You got a 75 as well? Yes, it's exactly 75.
Oh, yeah, 75.
They're good, bro.
Yeah,
they're good. They're good TV.
Yeah,
I'm pleased with it. So, all right, we're doing it live right now on NVTS. It's zigging and zagging. As I mentioned, we got 22s on, so we got the fill again there, but we're still holding some shares, waiting for either a 707 retracement or a pop back up. Let's see which way this cookie crumbles. Happy with the trading today. PSQH, I moved up my stop to lock in the profits. I was worried about we would lose the 50 penny level. Now it looks like we're stair-stepping up again. So whereas 50 was the prior area support, it looks now that 55 is, because now we're bouncing off 55 and into 61 we go. So keeping my eye out on that one. SBET though, guys, I don't know, man, like I hate to say this because I don't know if there's a lot of people involved in this one, but I think the best trade is now behind SBET. It's been lower lows and lower highs ever since we printed that high of the day at 53.45, right around 11:10 a.m., and it hasn't been able to recover. It's over an hour now of either consolidation or lower lows and lower highs. Again, I don't touch this until it comes into that VWAP. I'm going to be disciplined here. I just won't pick it up, okay? Because it's very volatile. It can blow out my trading day in a hot second if a big seller comes in. So anyway, That volume weighted average price is what I'm waiting for there. IRBT continues to take out highs. I'm not involved in it, though, sadly, at the moment. So let's see, where's my IRBT trade? There it is. So this one's continuing to take out highs, guys. It did defend the $0.50 quite well. It's getting extended away from that 10 EMA on the 5, though. And if you watched me trade these small cap gappers before, I like to use that 10 exponential moving average as an informal gauge of overbought and oversold. And this one just continues to get away from it. So I don't know how I feel about this one. So we'll pack our patience and see what we can get on that. If it comes back down a little bit, even better. Now, we're on a 2-candle red retracement right now at NVTS, coming real close into that $7 area, and by extension of that, that 10 exponential. So I'm waiting at 77s, or sorry, 07s. Here we go. Do we get the fill? It comes into 8s, and then it bounces. So we don't get the fill right now. I'm going to pack my patience. Anything, I want to say below that 6 mid-90s, we're out of that. Here's 8s again. Now we can get the fill. Now we've got the fill on, so we've got 13s on. Oh, God, I don't like 13s. So we'll see what we get, and we won't get upset, even if we got 13s. So layering the orders here, and now I'm going to put in my stop for the new amount of shares that I have. So on NVTS, let me just have a look. Did I already have my stop on that? No, because we weren't in any shares. So let's go ahead and wait over here for a bit of a move down on NVTS. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's see, hopefully this bounces back and we make some money on this one. So let's see if this one wants to hold the $7 area, and by extension of that, obviously, the 10 exponential moving average. LWVR is coming back, guys. Here we go again. So this one, Katina, man, is it possible to send a ticket for LWVR, please? Thank you, I appreciate that. Katina, man is back. He's LVWR. I'll text it to you, Katina, man. The Katina Man still got the Tesla and the Qs. You're in with that with Joseph, or he's in that with you, Katina Man, because he was looking at that one as well as NVDL. I'm just sending it to you right now. LVWR. There it is.
LVMH.
Yeah, LVMH, right? Yeah, they're going to be in some trouble if they didn't get the old tariff deal with your friend Donald there the other day, buddy. So we'll see how that ends up working. Hey? Yeah, it is, Katina, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. All right, here we go. NVTS right back up again. We're doing it live, man. So we're taking out 20s. We got the 7s, as I mentioned. A beautiful hold off the 10 exponential. We're taking some shares out here just to lock in some profits. So NVTS, we'll extract some profits on that one. Pardon me? It is tradable. You just need. I wasn't trying to short it, Katina, man. Now it's open now. Oh yeah. Oh, let's give it the old college try, man. What do we got over here? AMC. I will take that one off, Katina, man. We'll give this one a try. I appreciate you. LVWR. Here we go. On, is it the New York? Yes, it is. So let's give this one a try. We'll put an order down south. Yes, it is. Ooh. What the hell? Yeah, maybe somebody else asked for that. That's probably what.
Community college try or no?
Well, you know, Joseph, I don't want to offend anybody there, you know?
Hey,
you get me in trouble,
JUCO.
bro.
Don't get it twisted. JUCO, you got to make some JUCO, no?
100%,
yeah.
Right? All right, so I'm really happy with this ad here on NVTS, guys. Right back into the 20s we go. We got 07s on, so let's go ahead and wait in the 30s now. Let's see if we can get 33s. If we can, even better. That's about 11 pennies from where we're at. Guys, IRBT has 2 bottoming tail candles now. So aggressive buying south of that 50 penny area at $3.50. It's preceded by a candle of indecision with equidistant upper and lower wicks. And this one, this current 5-minute candle on IRBT is forming into a bit of a hammer candle, but it still has 4 minutes to close. So there's really not much we can say about this other than it's strong yet again. So keep your eye on IRBT. And I'm keeping my eye, baby, on NVTS, that add in the 7. Boom to the high side, Joseph Wilson. We'll take that one off the whole dollar, and boom, it goes again. Let's see if we can take out that 50 penny area.
All right, yeah, I did it. I did it anyways. I did.
Thank you, Katina Man. I appreciate it.
Katina
Man is always doing the most in a great way, bro. You guys are crazy.
Anything, man. All right. Yeah, just having fun. Oh no, that was not good. All right, guys, I added. Hopefully we don't double top. Worst case scenario, we double top here on NVDA, and the trade doesn't work out. So you can see this is my initial entry. Now let's just kind of talk about things. Ooh, okay, this is not good. This is not good. could, especially with how aggressive I kind of added there. But I mean, just looking for the break of that high day, market's continuing to climb higher. The ebbs and flows on this are not necessarily something that I want to see, but yeah, okay, that is not a good look, nor was that a good add for me. So this is a whole additional position, entry one, add, and add. But here we go. Now, let's break this down, okay? So this is why it's so important for me specifically with my system to get out of trades, all right? So imagine I was still holding on to this initial entry. Now that we're currently trading, now I've just been sitting in this trade for the past half hour, whatever it may be, and I'm back to break even. That's exactly why you get out and then you get back in. And exactly from a moneyness standpoint, you can see where we're trading. This is the bulk of the position, and then you add as the thesis starts to work out, okay? So this is why I personally get out. I would just be at break even. I'm not gonna average down into any specific trade, but you get out and then you just hop right back in at a much better price. And by the time you get back to your previous entry, you've now made up all those gains, and then if you added more size, plus some when you get back into that additional entry that you had. So that's exactly why, for me, risk to reward is extremely key. Getting in and out is even more important. But time for some ads.
We've been showing you the homepage of Trade the Pool for a while now, but today we want to highlight a section of the site that you may have missed. And trust us, you want to check it out. It's Trade the Pool's video on demand library, and it's so much more than just content. It's a space built to help traders grow with real stories of funded traders, strategy breakdowns, hard lessons, and mindset tips you can actually apply in your own trading. And there's more, guys. The note feature allows you to save the most valuable takeaway from videos so you can quickly revisit the exact moments that mattered. It's like your own personal bookmark. I like that. The best part, it's completely free. So if you haven't explored it yet, now is the time. So head on over to tradethepool.com and click the VOD library tab to find out more. Shout out to the great folks there at Trade the Pool. Shout out to Money Mitch calling out today. Nuclear names, I like that. Obviously, Money Mitch always bringing us those hot trade ideas. He does his thing in the morning, and he lets us know exactly what he's looking at on Tuesday. So if you're not with us in the morning at around 8:45, 8:50 to catch Money Mitch, shout out to Mitch Hoke. Great guy and a great trader there. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. All right, guys. I'm done my NVTS trade. I added at 7. We extracted all the way up into 740. Shout out to 2 New York cents. He's like, yo, Sharif's yelling. And I don't even see NVTS in the position board because we're done the trade, my man. Shout out to 2 New York cents, one of the OGs in the chat. All right, PSQH, the other one we've got on, Joseph. And here we go again. Now, this is looking flat top breakish. Okay, so now I want to start thinking I'm going to add on the pullbacks now. How many times do we have to see flat top breaks manifest on this name? We got it here. Look at this, higher low, higher low, higher low. All the while it's rejecting off that 2 mid-40s, $2.50, right? And then what happens? It explodes to the high side. I'm involved in it there. And you can see we took prints. And then we did it again. We did it live as it came back into that previous area of resistance, this time support. I'm talking about 2.5. We got long there again. And here we go. It's going to print me here if it moves up one more penny. You know where I'm waiting. Where? I don't have to tell you guys where I'm waiting.
Tell me one
69,
more time.
Joseph. Alrighty, if we're waiting in the 60s, we're waiting at 69. So what I'm trying to say ineloquently here is I perceive this to be a higher low, higher high setup over and over and over. It's incumbent upon me to add into the position if that's what I'm observing. Why would I not? That's counterintuitive. So here we go. We're showing 69s now on the ask, and boom.
Oh, you're on fire today.
It's okay. It's not bad.
No, it's okay. No, you're on fire.
We're doing okay, Joseph. Yeah.
Give me a quick trade review. I want to see of all your face slappers that you.
Hold on. Do I have any L's? Let's find out.
You took one. I know you took
but
one.
I made money back on that. That's NVIDIA.
Made money back on
we're 4 for 4, Joseph. We're 4 for 4 right now.
Give me a quick rundown on everything that
all right, let's see what we got here.
And
And guys, I just want to be very, very clear. We're not taking Katina Man size here, okay? So like, let's just call a spade a spade. We're taking technical trades.
That's all right.
We're not doing face slappers. Yeah.
And my guy Wayner said to me he would rather have 20 shares of the right trade than 300 shares of the wrong.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Because then you got 300 shares of the wrong.
You don't.
I don't think he's talking about you, Katina,
No,
man.
definitely not. Definitely not. You know I love you, brother.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go. Give me the rundown.
We're doing NVTS, Joseph.
Okay.
I like NVTS because it's just been insanely respectful of the 10 on the 5. Literally every single, look at that. Look at this.
Yeah.
Every single pullback
That's
has
right
defended.
down your alleyway, right down there too.
So that was the first one there.
the
Then
first
we didn't do anything on SBET. BBAI, I got to tell you, I was displeased with how I traded it, but we're positive on it, and we've got top wick for now. This looks like it's bull flagging, though. Anything at VWAP, guys, on Big Bear AI, I'm saying like 430, 4 high 20s. I'm going long again. Yeah. And then we got PSQH.
Is that your best trade of the day?
This is the best one of the day. This is the one I've made the most on PSQH, 35% going. Guys, sorry, I have to interrupt here, Joseph.
Go ahead.
Guys, OFAL just absolutely rocketed to the high side. What a bull flag breakout there above 620. Guys, the bull flag breakout was 60 pennies. Oh my goodness, look at this, beautiful. And it's going, it's still going, 691. This thing's up 45% now. Okay, so we're gonna have to get in something here on OFAL. Guys, if we get a pullback into that 6.5 on OFAL, I'm a buyer here. Now, I had this one on from the beginning of the show. It was light on volume, as you can see, and it was very consolidative. I debated getting in on the lower end of the range, but I was preoccupied with other things. It's taking out highs.
Ooh,
here comes $7 on OFAL, Joseph. $6.99 high a day. It's making highs as we talk about it. Keep your eye on this one. IRBT continues to go. PSQH continues to go. NVTS is in play. They're all in play, baby. It's about which one we want to get into right now. Good look on all these small cap gappers. And as I mentioned, guys, the Russell 2000, the best performing major average on the day, up 2 1/5 right now, Joseph, followed by...
I'm glad you finished that on the day, because I was going to be like the best performing major average.
Major average, yeah. On the day, yeah. Oh, God, no. It's still stuck in that range, you know?
Still stuck in that.
Dino. Boom! He's still riding the weekend waves. Yeah, I didn't do too much, Dino, to be honest with you. It was more like a fam jam kind of thing. There was no EDBL involved, sadly, but
save it for next week.
Next week. No, we'll continue the birthday celebrations. It was awesome with the fam. We got up to my aunt's Keswick now, so we just did it there.
Did you bring your dinner jacket or no?
Dude, I didn't actually have to. Sunday was a decent day. It was a decent day.
Oh, you get it?
I thought you meant actually like a jacket. Because chilly by the lake.
No,
the thing, right?
Like, Keswick dinner jacket.
Yeah, no. There's nothing going on in Keswick.
No, there's a whole lot of nothing going on there.
Can I tell you? It's there is like an entire side of Keswick that's like very Wasaga-like, water town kind of thing. And then there's this other side. It feels like Markham. Feels like Richmond Hill, like just new developments, cookie cutter like houses.
Yeah, I haven't been to probably Keswick in 20 years, man.
It's waterside. It's like that bay that comes out of the bottom of Lake Simcoe. That's what it's on. So it's like a very calm body of water. A lot of water skiing, a lot of boating. It's a sick community.
Yeah, no,
she loves it, man.
Yeah, property.
She loves it. Yeah.
I mean,
Mike the Rider still hungover.
Yeah, that's the thing about Canada too. In the summertime, I guess Southern Ontario. I love going up to cottage country. Like that's one thing that I think it's really big in our culture is that people just love going up there. There's nothing more fun than me, and it's like a tradition. We used to do it a lot in high school with our friends, but it's like as soon as I hit the Highway 11, it's like tarp off, windows are open.
Right away.
Yeah. It's great. Just Q107, just playing the classic rock tunes. And
easy.
Q107, yes. Listen to a little Q there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's good stuff there. Good vibes up here in Canada.
Classic rock for anybody who's wondering.
Classic rock, it's good vibes when it's nice and warm up here.
Good.
Cold, not so much. I'm not a cold guy there, but you guys like the afternoon scruff I got going on?
Hey.
You should shave that one off there. But all right, Gorev, my guy. Let's go. We're not breaking this level here, but the one thing that I will note is positive that we are hovering around it. I mean, if we look at the SPY and the Qs, we're starting to form that shelf, and that's not a positive sign whatsoever. This could definitely scream MR to me personally, but you can see that we're just continuously climbing. The extension from VWAP is there, but if the strength is displayed and we got some of the big names continuing to climb, then we may be positioned relatively well. Let's pull up Apple. We know that would put in a new high a day there, so Beautiful, beautiful trading here, guys. Heading right back into that tariff news, getting close to those tariff news highs there, guys. So that is Apple. We'll pull up Obi's favorite and Katina Man's favorite store. That is Amazon, their online store, that is. So there you go. We're still hovering around those highs. We've already exceeded those EU tariff highs and climbing higher with that big gap up here earlier in the day, guys. And then, yeah, just being a strong, strong name. We'll take a look at Meta here briefly to see what it's up to, heading back into some key pre-market support levels. If it can breach that and head to the higher end of the range, it's going to drag the market up with it. And then we're going to take a look at Softy as well, too, to see what it's going on. So essentially just moving eastward here, guys. But you can see it endured that gap up here as well, too. But there's no liquidity in the pre-market. And then right after that 5-minute opening range here, you get a nice big move up. But then you've just been relatively trading inside of this massive range right here. Sharif.
All right, let's do a little bit of the news now that it's about 12:30 or so. Let's talk about these delays in the EU tariffs, which is, I would submit to you guys, directly responsible for why we're up on the day. And all four major averages are green, 1.5% above. The weakest, as I mentioned, the Dow up 1.5%, a respectable amount though. The Dow's up about 450 points just shy. So we got the deadline extension there. It was supposed to be June 1st for 50%. Your friend Donald got on the phone with EC President Ursula von der Leyen. She wanted to speak with him, okay? Looks like they had a good conversation. She described it as good. I don't know what he said about it. But now we're going to get the tariff deadline July 9th, 2025. So we're not putting those 50% on there. This gives both parties, obviously, a brief window to strike a deal. And if you like what von der Leyen had to say, or if you believe what she had to say, she says they're ready to act swiftly and decisively towards a solution. So we'll see how that ends up working. She emphasized the importance of the relationship between the two trading blocs, the United States and the EU, and she's very optimistic about the negotiations. Could just be speak, could be real. Here's the deal, though, guys. So just to give you an idea about how the tariff picture has evolved between the U.S. and the EU to date, here's what happened. So Trump initially imposed 20% on EU goods as part of that reciprocal tariff move. And then on April 9th, he temporarily reduced that 20% reciprocal down to 10%. For a 90-day period, he was supposed to set the stage, so to speak, for further talks. And then it looked like the negotiations were going anywhere, at least from his perspective. He got frustrated. He got mad. He slapped them with a threat of 50%, as I mentioned, starting June 1st. That got their attention, or so it seems. And so a conversation took place. He took, I think, was it Saturday or Sunday or something like that, right? So it was on the weekend. Yeah. And then he suspended the tariffs. What I would tell you to focus on here, autos, luxury goods, agriculture, and industrial machinery, okay? Those are the four main sectors that are most exposed from the European Union coming into the United States. Obviously, autos, we know Benz, Beamer, everything else that comes out of there, luxury goods, LVMH, Burberry, all that good stuff that we want to buy. It's super expensive. That comes from Europe as well. Agriculture, didn't really have too much information on that. Industrial machinery, I mean, there's a lot more than ASML. I'm just thinking ASML because I'm involved in it. So that's kind of the crux of the headline there. Now, Tesla, you would know Tesla had a bad headline today by looking at its price action today. Almost 6%, Katina, man. 5 3/4 Tesla's up on the day. And a hot dog candy because he's involved in it right now. How many dollars now? He doesn't even want to tell. He doesn't even want to tell.
We don't even want to know. All I really want to know is, did you use the flippers during your swim?
Paddles. Yeah.
Paddles.
Of course, my man. You got to generate torque.
What kind of question is? Hey, don't ever question.
I love it, Katina, man. We're always going to champion that. Oh,
can I touch on something here?
Why am I short this?
Ooh.
Oh, I might actually be in the money here, but I want to get the hell out because I didn't actually mean
let me cover Palantir here real quick and NVIDIA. A lot of people in the chat were talking about what's going on with Palantir. I mean, it's outpacing the market, right, guys? So I don't know if there's anything specifically from a news headline. Maybe Satea will bring that to us if there is anything that is. But I mean, it's outpacing the market. You're just getting a pullback. Zoom out, look at the grand scheme of things. It's not that deep there, guys. But I mean, from an intraday standpoint, it is really, really tanking. You can see we open up around 126 or 127 roughly, and now we're trading at 121. And then NVDA or via NVDL. We got that pop above some key resistance zones, but we couldn't hold it there, guys. That's not a good sign here. But maybe we can get back up towards it, crack through this 52.81 level, and I think we're going to be in some good territory at that front. We can crack that high a day there, and then maybe we climb into 136. Sorry, Sharif, there's one more thing that I wanted to touch on. Oh, I already did that, guys, and that's just the open interest through 145, through 140 to 145 there.
All right, look at this trade, bro. The best trade that I didn't mean. I had my stop there. I didn't even know this was a free shorts type situation, so I just flattened out anyway.
I told you, when the money's flowing, it's flowing. It
just don't make that kind of mistake.
Yeah,
that was obviously a mistake on my part. I wouldn't repeat that. But all right, guys, let's talk about Tesla right now. It's going, man. Tesla's going. It's going to break 6%. Again, you wouldn't know Tesla had a good headline or a bad headline, excuse me, if you looked at the price action. Here it is. It was not good whatsoever. They sold about 7,261, exactly 7,261 vehicles in all of Europe in April. That's a 49% decline year over dang year. And so if you're looking, you're like, okay, well, EV sales are down, Sharif. Nuh-uh. EV sales in Europe are up 34.1% year over year. Now we know what happened. I mean, we know what happened. So obviously Tesla is facing brand damage in Europe because of Elon's alignment with some of the parties in Europe that maybe some people don't like, as well as Donald Trump, which maybe he's not liked in Europe. I'm not making any pronouncements. I'm just reacting to the price action. Protests obviously erupted in March at dealerships and everywhere else, impacting consumer sentiment. But that's not the only reason. There is intensifying competition. Don't look at BYD down 10% today. BYD overtook Tesla in pure EV sales in Europe for the first time ever last week. Tesla's product lineup is aging, as well as they don't have a new mass market vehicle. Where's that Model 2 at, bro? Where's that Model Q? We're waiting for it.
Been waiting.
Right? Even though they updated the Model Y, Juniper, and I think it looks fantastic. I've been seeing more of them on the road. Not enough to move the needle. And also, guys, they had to pause a lot of the production lines to retool for the new Model Y, which could also hurt sales. And there's also this shifting sentiment. It's not just in Europe, it's in North America as well. People liking hybrids a lot more. They want that kind of both the convenience of electric and the good side of the electric and the convenience of gas. So they like hybrids, and so does the European consumer. They're showing a growing preference for hybrids, which now, believe it or not, hybrids make up 35% of the new sales, new car sales in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Tesla does not offer any hybrid vehicles, obviously, which could hurt their sales as well. And Elon Musk, we heard a lot about the split focus, this, that, and the other. He had dual roles. Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, as well as his role as CEO of many different companies. He made very clear last week and the week before, he's going to be calming down his political ambitions and his donations politically, and really focus more on his companies. He said he's going to drop his government work to 1 or 2 days per week, and he reaffirmed, obviously, with that interview from the BBC woman in Qatar, that he's committed to Tesla for the next 5 years. Tell him, Joe.
We're cooking up here now in NVDA, Sharif. We got that breakout there, Gaurav, and this is exactly why I got aggressive. Get out, position yourself significantly better, and then now, boom, just chipping away at some of those losses. So I've unrealized. We turned we go red to green with the unrealized, right? Nothing is certain. I haven't locked anything in, but we'll flip things around here on today. So there it is, guys. Entry one. I talked to you guys about why we get out of these positions. We hop right back in, add, and then we get that breakout. And most importantly, the volume, guys. We've got to pay attention to this volume on the lower intervals right here. You can see it really start to get the ball rolling here. We're going to take a little bit more off there because, what did I do? Yeah, did we catch it? Bang! All right, there we go. So we're still sitting on about 66%, sorry guys, of our position right there in NVIDIA. We're getting that breakout. We added multiple times. I like that we were holding the volume weighted average price relatively well. We have now cracked through that high of day, established a new high of day, and I talked about the high levels of open interest. That isn't all the way up until 140 and 145, and there's a big gap in between. So there's not that much liquidity in between 40 and 45, so that means we can run. If we have the ability to breach one of those strike prices, it's absorbed, traders get caught offside, and then bang, we go to that next level, that next increment, and that's going to be 145. Joe got that security now. Exactly.
Security.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. We got a little bit of breathing room. I love how you put that. Then that's what I wanted to see. The volume stepped in. You can see we're pulling back. But if the volume profile stays relatively low and we don't see it really start to pick up, then we can also have an additional add opportunity, all right? I mean, the market is slightly extended. Could this be just an engulfing candle before we decide to head back towards the south side? Maybe, possibly, but one thing that I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to keep an eye on what the volume is telling me. If it isn't picking up, if we don't see the acceleration on the tape and these candles start to get drastically bigger, then maybe this could just give us a breath type of a look here. Even though it is getting slightly aggressive, this is a 2-to-1 leverage, so it's going to be stronger than what we would see in actually NVDL, but that's the game plan. We have a breath. We get a couple of red candles here, and you can see that volume start to stair-step down. That's going to be a prime opportunity for me.
I'm going to give you one guess and one guess only, or you're only going to need one guess. What time is it?
Like where I'm currently 12.
Like right now, yeah.
12:40.
What shows on CNBC around this time?
It's the lunch show, whatever the lunch.
Who's usually on that lunchtime special there? A good friend of yours.
A good friend of mine? Male or female?
Male.
It's not your boy Andrew, is it?
No, it's not the judge.
Okay.
And no. It's a regular panelist.
Okay, regular.
Regular panelist. We talk about him all the time. He's got his own pod. Yeah.
And my boy JB.
And your boy JB is single-handedly responsible for this pump up in snow. So it looks like he added Josh's new best stock, Snowflake. There you go, guys.
Everybody's telling me to look behind me. Yeah.
So the Snowflake guy's getting a bit of a JB pump. Josh Brown pipe there. Keep an eye out on Snowflake. It's taking out highs, guys. There we go. It's taking out 207. So since he was making those comments, we're off that 204.50, and now it's taking out 207.5. So keep your eye out on Snowflake.
He did that with toast. I remember
a lot.
He was talking about toast. Sharif, and I kid you not, this was before I was trading here. I heard JB talking about toast, and he liked it. And then I go and I trade earnings, and that 5-minute opening range breakout, the thing just absolutely soars. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Go for it, Joe.
Yeah, let's get this ball rolling here, guys. Ooh, okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
I can do it because I've got it right here.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Bang.
Have you ever entered an order to buy or sell and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you expected? That's called slippage. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or older underpowered computer and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and avoid that pesky slippage. So go ahead, scan that QR code on the bottom right of your screen or click the link in the description box to get a free copy of this guide. Shout out to the great folks at Easy Trading Computers. Let's go on here, guys, with the news, unless you have anything to say.
No,
you good to go?
Continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, NVIDIA. Beautiful day for NVIDIA, over 3% today. I'm continuing to go. Make sure you are with the Katina Man and myself tomorrow on the Market Recap Show. It's an NVIDIA earnings party, so get ready. I think they beat handily, but that's just my opinion. Let's talk about the headline today. It was a good one. So we all know about that H20 and the debacle that happened with there. So NVIDIA launching a new AI GPU specifically made for China. and it's based on the Blackwell architecture, so their latest kind of GPU there, and it's priced significantly lower than the H20, 6,500 to about 8,000, while the H20 was priced at about 10,000 to 12,000, so a nice discount there for the Chinese. The lower price, though, is not just because they're kind-hearted, it reflects the weaker performance and the simplified production process that this new GPU has, and it avoids advanced technologies like high bandwidth memory and whatever COWOS packaging is. I don't know what that is. Production expected, guys, on this new GPU to begin as early as June, and it's targeting the restricted but still very valuable Chinese data center market. Let's talk about what happened here with their export controls, the United States export controls, that is. This is NVIDIA's third China-specific GPU that they're making. Maybe they get this one right, and it's all due to to U.S. export restrictions that have to be designed around amid obviously slowing China's tech advancement. That's the objective here. The NVIDIA H20 GPU, which was the previous China-specific GPU, that was banned out in April by the Trump administration. They had to write off about $5.5 billion in inventory, and in addition to that, they had to abandon $15 billion in revenue that they were going to realize on that. So a bit of a double whammy. We only got the $5.5 billion. Nothing was talked about $15 billion being written off in projected revenue. So that's new information for me anyway. The new chip is designed to stay just under those export control thresholds, especially with bandwidth memory. It seems like that's a bit of a sticking point, which is capped here apparently at around 1.7 terabytes per second using GDDR7. I have DDR4 RAM, so this is using R7. Wow. The technical downgrade. So the upcoming chip is based on the RTX Pro 6000D and will not use Taiwan Semi's advanced packaging or their high bandwidth memory, as I mentioned. Despite the spec downgrades, it aims to keep NVIDIA relevant in China's $50 billion data center market by leveraging the CUDA software. Now, if you know a little bit about this, you know NVIDIA makes the software that comes with the advanced AI chips, and they keep you ensconced in their ecosystem, much like Apple does by keeping you in the ecosystem. That is what I mean by the CUDA or CUDA software, however it's pronounced. Go ahead.
How much outside of China, how much of a threat do you think Huawei poses to NVIDIA?
They're behind because they still don't have the advanced ultraviolet lithography machines from ASML, at least not en masse. Maybe they have one or two. But that SMIC, their own chip manufacturer, it's like one of the biggest chip manufacturers in the world. The one that I put on there, trades in Hong Kong. Thank you, Katina, man. I appreciate that. The issue with that one is they keep getting better and better, and they keep surprising us. Give you an example. Huawei dropped that Mate Pro last year, and when they reverse engineered it, they opened up, they found a 5 nanometer chip in there. Until that point, they didn't think they could make 5 nanometer chips en masse. So that was a shock to them. And then they had a big sell-off on Apple and some other chips because, like, oh my God, the Chinese are more advanced. But can I tell you something, bro? Don't bet against the Chinese. It's just not a good idea. I'm not talking to you personally. I'm just saying in general.
In general, I think that, for many reasons, right?
And the necessity is the mother of all invention. You keep forcing them into inventing because you keep blocking the export or the import of high-end technology, and so they end up figuring it out for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's go on. So this is a second Blackwell chip, believe it or not, is actually being made for China going into September. So we talked about the one that's going to be produced in June on the RTX 6000 infrastructure, but they got another one that is apparently going to be disclosed in September. No information on that one yet. The specs remain undisclosed. And this is kind of the scary part here. So NVIDIA's China market share, guys, listen to this, Katina, man, dropped from 95%. They had 95% of the Chinese market pre-2022, before chat came out. Obviously, we know that came out in October 2022. Now they're around 50%. And that's why you hear Donald Trump talking about removing the AI diffusion rules, because he doesn't want others to step in and fill the gap there. So we'll see how that all works out. Huawei's Ascend, to answer your question, Joseph, Huawei's Ascend 910B chip, that's NVIDIA's primary competitor, with experts saying domestic rivals could match NVIDIA's downgraded chip within 1 or 2 years. I would remove 1 year off that. That's how good the Chinese are. Huang warns that further U.S. curbs may accelerate Huawei's adoptions, deepening NVIDIA's share erosion. So that's some food for thought there. Anything you want to get before? And I'm not betting against the U.S. Many, you're getting me wrong, brother. U.S. American exceptionalism is at the forefront. There's no doubting that. There's no questioning that. The market speaks for itself. But you're forcing the Chinese into innovation. I'm not betting against the U.S. Go ahead, Joseph.
No, absolutely. No, I agree with what Sharif said. I don't want to underestimate China whatsoever, because you can see from certain capabilities of what they have, what they can do. I mean, they are the second largest economy on the planet with a population much larger than the United States. So at some point, they will start to catch up. If not, it's a neck and neck race, in my opinion. Obviously, from a news headline standpoint, we're not going to see everything that's going on over there, nor are they going to disclose everything that they know either. So again, it's a lot of he said, she said, especially from a media standpoint. But China, you don't want to bet against them. Obviously, we love America. We love everything that they're doing. But again, with the likes of the Huawei chip, I think that can pose a big threat, as Sharif was just mentioning. So yeah, that's that. Okay, unfortunately, I got stuck. I cut this right at the... I could hold it as long as I tried there, guys. Again, I wasn't going to allow a profitable trade to turn into a losing one. And then it literally just grabbed my remaining shares and then took that bounce. So Jag, there you go. That's a prime example of me leaving a runner. I'm still just, I'm flat on the day now, but this was going to put me slightly green on the session, and there you go, it just stopped me out. So Jag, talking about wicked out, it's not the first time, it's not the last time. So I guess my opinion to you are, what I suggest is just try to get as used to it as possible, because it's going to happen a lot of times. So you can even see it right here. Like, okay, I get wicked out, I'm essentially this bottom liquidity grab, and then you can see we just slowly start to climb higher and higher there. So maybe a missed opportunity, but Tesla, still grinding higher here, guys. Yeah, wow, up to.
Is there anybody who's long Tesla right now?
Anybody.
I don't know anybody who's long Tesla right now.
I don't know anybody who's long Tesla right now. I know somebody who sold Tesla around 234.
I'm passing you the coveted sticky note there, Joseph.
I know somebody who sold his Tesla around 234, but we're not going to mention any of his names.
You can't read that.
Can't read it. There you go. We'll send it over.
The Katina Man.
Oh, you wanted me to read it?
Yeah.
All right.
The Katina Man, number one entry.
There we go.
TSLA 350 long. Not great sales numbers, but with Elon back at the office, should be enough to get it going early.
Let me read the second note on that one there.
Mic drop? We need a mic drop animation.
Let me get that one there.
We need a mic drop animation.
Let's see what he got out.
He's got the Sox L on that bad boy.
He's got, let's see, Sox L, 16 long, looking to space something. I'm not going to try to read his writing, but NVIDIA earnings tomorrow, GME, and there we go, TQQ.
Could you tell I work at a pharmacy?
Yeah, there you go. You can read
reading doctor's writing. If I could read doctor's writing, I could read.
And my guy got his taxes done too, so he's just on a roll right now. Yeah, don't comment on the taxes. We don't want to talk about that. Adam Toulouse, Joe, you're going to have the flat days and small days. It's part of the 100%. Cycle of the markets. Then big days come when you least expect it. Exactly. Where have you been, ADL, when we've been catching those breakouts there, my brother? Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, it's your boy here, but wow, Tesla 360 and climbing. I'm pulling up the options chain to see what we got going on for this week's expiration cycle here, guys. 360, 11,000 open contracts, closer to 12, 11.9 to be exact there. And that is going to be the highest until we get to 385 with 13.3 current open contracts there, guys. Let's take a look at the put side. That is the call side, that is. So let's take a look at the put side. We have nothing until 340, and there's only about 6,000 open contracts. So
okay, I got to interrupt you.
Yeah, there we
look
go.
at the super chat. I can actually read what that says.
I was going to say, what does it say?
Iga Hauren. Iga, that one line means one. And then G, that up arrow, that's a connecting word. It's a measurement word. And then how means good. Ren means person, means Good guy. Iga Howard. I can't believe I can read that.
Let's go, man. Bang.
Oh.
Watch out. Hey, we got to watch out for you when you go over there now.
I'm telling you, I can't believe I read that. Iga Howard. Hold on. Dude, did I get that right? Tag me. Thank you very nice. Thank you very much for the super chat there.
So what does that mean?
Good guy.
Good guy?
Good guy.
All right,
Yeah.
good guy.
A good guy. Iga means one or a.
Good job.
Did he say yeah?
Good
Did he
job.
say it?
There we go.
Boom!
Bang. Boom.
Iga Howard. You can read Chinese, man. I'm learning Mandarin.
Ooh.
I was gonna say.
I was more in there.
What?
From Kurt Cobain official. What did he just say?
Where is that? I don't see it.
Kurt Cobain official.
Kurt Cobain. I'm looking. I'm looking.
Go down.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah. Where?
Keep going. You know.
Okay. Kurt Cobain. Yes, you are right. He said.
Okay, but he put something else before that.
I can't see
up
it.
there.
Oh,
Maybe.
that.
Yeah,
that one I can't read.
Okay.
I know the first letter there, but I don't typically see it on its own. I definitely don't know what the second character is. But hey, close. Anyway, I was gonna say something about snow. Guys, snow's continuing to go. I brought you guys this one. It's a Josh Brown pump. I can read that second one. Woman means we. Woman chu, I think we go. And then it's hard to read. Something ba, that's at the end. So that means it's a question. That means we go somewhere. Woman chu, something ba. I'll have to copy it.
How much higher are we going? Bang.
Yeah, maybe. Dinkelberg, what does that mean, brother? Because I know that's woman. Woman means we. And then the third character is chu. And then the last character is ba, which is usually a question. So let me know what that means, Dinkelberg. Shout out to you, my man. We're speaking in China now. It's not called China. It's called Mandarin. What's going on over there?
Normal, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. All right, here we go. Anyway, snow, guys, taking out that 208 level, 208.31. That is the high of the day right now on snow, so keep your eye out on that. Woman Chu Taiwan, we go. Whoa. Okay. I'm not getting involved in that.
Yeah,
You're not dragging me into that.
That's crazy.
You're not dragging me into that conflict there. Someone says, let us travel to Taiwan. Someone says, to the moon. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I want to get involved. Say that again. Go Satya. All right, Satya, what do you got up there?
Whole Logic shares halted right now on circuit breaker to the upside. So Whole Logic jumped 7% to 58.21 after FT reports on the buyout bid. There is a jump right now. Back to you.
Sharif looking for a Chinese one. Brother, anyway, just to stay quiet. Let's go on with the news unless you have anything you want to talk about, Joseph?
No, I want to see, you got anything on there on Apple? I was doing a little bit of research on the supply chain.
Oh boy, Apple, not Apple again. Here we go.
And Trump coin too, I was reading a little.
No, I don't have anything on Apple.
Right,
Apple had a kind of an agnostic headline today. It was just about India and the production in India. I didn't even bother putting it on the watch list.
Yeah, it's basically
to be honest with you. So,
oh, that's cool.
All right,
let's talk a little bit more.
Speaking of China, Pinduo Duo.
Ooh.
Oh, did you go long or short? Did you take the mean reversion on PDD? What was your? You didn't end up taking it. All right, because I know you were talking about it in the morning. All right, so PDD guys got shellacked. It's SSR obviously down currently 15.5%. I've seen it worse. I think it was close to 20% in the morning. And that's because it really did badly on earnings. So revenue rose 10% year over year, great, but that missed the expectations. It's only better or worse, as Neil always likes to say. They printed about 95 2/3 billion yuan. The street was looking for 104.5, just shy, so it was an obvious miss there. Just to give you an idea, 95 2/3 billion yuan is about $13.25 billion, okay? But this is where it really got ugly. Net profit plunged 47% year over year on the quarter. So they printed about 14.75 billion yuan for their profit. The street was looking for 26.13. Anything you want to say?
No. I did something on my keys. Sorry there.
So very bad. Look, their revenue grew, but missing expectations. Net profit just collapsed. Slowest top line increase since Q1 of 2022. Who remembers what happened in 2022? I do. And so I remember exactly kind of what to expect from this. Now, why? Why did this happen? Increased merchant support costs, obviously because of the tariffs, and tariff barriers are weighing on profitability. PDD did raise their price on Temu in April following the rise of trade tensions between the two countries. But the loss of that de minimis rule where products can come into the United States free of tariffs if they're under $880 US, that's gone. And that put the kibosh on Temu and Shein and all these, what's that Amazon one called? Amazon something or another. They've got a Haul. Thank you, Katina, man. Amazon Haul, obviously using third-party sellers from China to use that de minimis rule. That's all kind of lost now, at least for the moment, until we can get a trade deal here between the two countries. So PDD, one of the most beautiful stocks in 2024, got shellacked this morning. We'll have to see what day two brings for this one. EV stocks as well. So you got your Li Auto down 2.25, XBEV down 3, NEO down 4, Zeekr down 6.25, and I already told you that BYDDY and BYDDF are around 10%. So BYDDF is short sale restricted, BYDDY not quite, but it's down 9.43, and there's a reason for that. So these EV stocks are down for the second straight session, driven by price war concerns and regulatory pressure. So BYD dropped as much as 4%. Obviously, it's a lot more after dropping already 10% yesterday, a sharp reversal from last week's high when BYD put all-time highs in Hong Kong and on the OTC market here. Shout out to Jeff Mendel. On May 23rd, BYD cut prices on 22 of its models, including steep drops on its Seagull hatchback, as well as the Seal hybrid. I don't have an obsession with the C anyway with BYD. It's always like these C-related names. Anyway, earlier in the year, BYD also launched the new Han and Tang models at 10 to 14% lower prices than their predecessors. Analysts believe these moves are aimed at meeting sales targets but come at the cost, obviously, of margin pressure, vehicle margin. There's also regulatory spotlight, which is adding headwinds. China's Commerce Ministry is apparently probing some zero mileage scheme that some of these car companies are running. Listen to this. Vehicles are counted as sold and then resold on the second-hand market, I guess, to juice numbers. Where have we heard that before coming out of China? That's why we always say, question the numbers, right? This adds yet another layer of uncertainty and risk for investors in the Chinese auto sector already concerned about pricing trends. Guys, I told you not to touch SBET, and I said it, and here it is.
What did you tell him?
I told everybody.
See, let's pull up the screen there.
Look at that. Since I told them not to touch it, we're down 35%. SBET is on the way, guys, to the volume-weighted average price. I will not be touching this until it comes into VWAP. It's already acting crazy, moving dollars at a time. And the lower high and the lower low channel is not broken. You're not able to put any higher highs here. So if you're looking at area crest, it's all lower and lower and lower than the previous area high. So be careful with SBET, guys. Just because we trade these small caps on here doesn't mean that you should be trading them haphazardly. Bitcoin. Oh boy. Golden Cross, apparently on the daily now. So Bitcoin triggered a golden cross where obviously if you're into TA, the 50 moving average crossed above the 200, which signaling a long-term bullish trend.
So the opposite of the death cross there.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. BTC's holding, at about 110,000, give or take. It's above the 20. It's above the 50. It's above the 200, a technical trifecta supporting the momentum. MACD is positive. RSI sits below overbought conditions, which shows, you're not quite into that exhaustion territory yet. Strategy as well. Shout out to formerly known as MicroStrategy. Shout out to Michael Saylor and company. The largest holder of BT, Joseph, they added another 4,020 coins for a total price of $427 million. They're bringing their holding now, Joseph, to 250,000 coins. The average buy-in price, just below 70. My man's caking.
He's caking, but he keeps buying some more. I don't know how his cost basis is so low. It's been 69, and he's been adding drastically above it.
Maybe because he
for
added
quite some
aggressively in the lower pricing.
Maybe, yeah.
You
You would think the bulk of his size is at the lower pricing there. But yeah, I mean, 580,000. This guy wants to acquire as much as
He's the largest holder in the world.
Yeah.
Right. So
is he the no? Satoshi is it?
Satoshi,
Yeah,
but
the
like we
million.
don't really know.
Yeah, we don't know who he is or what.
And
it may
that
be.
wallet hasn't been touched, right?
No,
Like
it
that
hasn't been-
Satoshi
it
wallet's
hasn't-
been dormant, right?
Pretty
Yeah.
sure. So.
So go ahead.
You know what I was
go ahead.
thinking?
What?
Because everything's like public access. Have you ever actually looked at the blockchain to see what it actually is? Like
No,
from a code
but I heard
standpoint?
like that there's AI, Joseph.
Yeah.
That you can release the AI onto the blockchain.
Yeah.
And it can do an insane audit and it can track all these criminal organizations, like sending money to each other. So
There
like
you
they're saying
go.
the criminal organizations are moving away from BTC and crypto
into
in general
other
because
things.
it's so auditable.
Yeah, no,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of the ledger.
You can just
that-
throw the AI into it, and like you don't have to expend man hours into it or women hours, whatever.
The snap of a
Human
finger, it
hours.
can just find where all these transactions.
There you go.
are occurring. Wow.
So this was funded through at-the-market offerings, part of MSTR's ongoing strategy to scale its digital asset exposure. So there you go. The headline here, strategy, MSTR adding $427 million more in Bitcoin. Nuclear. How are we doing here on nuclear? I haven't looked since I did the watch list today. Uranium selling off, so a little bit down. But you've got SM. Have you looked at SMR? Katina, man, it's up 14%. What a beauty, SMR, guys. Okay, so SMR continuing to go. So the U.S. aims, obviously, to grow their nuclear capacity from 100 gigawatts currently to up to 400 gigawatts by 2050. Guys, I hate to keep bigging up China, but like I got to show you a graph here that's scary as hell. I'm going to try to find it once I'm done this. It's about the amount of power China's adding. They're adding terawatts, guys. We're adding gigawatts. They're adding terawatts. We gotta fix this. Policy reflects a long-term commitment to nuclear energy as key pillars, obviously, of the U.S. energy and security and the decarbonization goals. We're not going to get into that whole environmental thing, but yeah. The Department of Energy will collaborate with the industry to deliver 5 gigawatts of upgrades to the existing plans. The plans include 10 new large reactors by 2030, reopening closed sites, and completing advanced reactor designs. So we'll keep an eye out on that. And then that's SBET. So that is the news for today. Just wanted to kind of cover that for those who did not join us in the morning. Yeah, do you have anything there? Because I need to find
Do your thing there, guys. So Gaurav and I were talking in the chat here. We got lip grabbed. As you can see, I couldn't hold on it. I wasn't going to allow a winning trade to turn into a loser one, but there was an opportunity to get right back in. I mean, it did hold the middle of the range here, which is tougher to gauge, right? But there we go. You can see entry 1 stopped out, entry 2. Add, and then we took about 33% off, and then we got stopped out the remaining, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. I'm now long the SQs, so that's short the market. Why? I don't know. We're kind of squeezing right now. Tesla hovering around these highs. There is some indecision prints that can signal, hey, we might turn around. But if it looks like that some of the bigger names are just about to get rolling here, then you're not positioned relatively well, right? So let's see what we'll go through some Google I haven't even looked at today. Can it get rolling? Absolutely. We can break through some of these pre-market areas. You can see we have this V shape, a nice strong recovery, so a bull flag style of pattern right there. And then now you can see it's starting to head towards this pivot right here. So that is Google. We'll take on the likes of Meta as well too here to see what it's up to. Now putting in a high a day, right? So you don't want to be going against the market when Meta's putting in a high a day. What is Amazon up to? Okay, so starting to pull back towards the volume weighted average price, and then we'll take a look at Apple as well to see what's going on. Pulling back into VWAP, but if these pre-market highs are held, and then it looks like it wants to take a bounce, being short the overall market is not a good idea, especially when the Mag 7 are continuing to climb higher and higher, and with the likes of Tesla, can't stop, won't stop. It seems to be the case there, guys. And I mean, from an options chain perspective, there's not a significant amount of OI. And even with the likes of NVIDIA, I remember just reporting around their previous quarter and what we've seen from a contract standpoint.
Yeah.
We had 150,000 at a couple strike prices there, Sharif. And then adding up in between a bundle of them, you were at like 250,000, et cetera. And I'm not just seeing that size displays for this current report, which is coming up tomorrow afternoon. So it's like 80,000, 75,000, opposed to when I seen it previous quarter, it was 150,000 at this strike, 90,000 at this strike, 75 at this strike, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, maybe that's a bullish signal, right? Maybe we have enough liquidity, and if the report is strong enough and we get some current surprise, then boom, you can blow through some of those levels and then absorb all that liquidity and take that next leg higher and higher. James Jessup, what are you doing? I'm trading. What are you doing, my friend? As you can see, I'm trading. Oh, it was you, James, it was you who said don't add. My friend, you're telling the wrong individual not to add, especially with theses that are planning to work out, because that's what trading is. James, take a look at this. So we were trading on this one. We got stopped out. Enter again. Add. You got to add into those winners, in my opinion. Shout out to Obi and everybody in the chat who told me, yeah, you got to do that. And then you say, Joe, don't add into IBIT. But James, my friend, we had to. So we entered add, and then we got a nice little pop out before we got stopped out, break even right there. So James, we got to add into these winning positions. We have to make them as large as we possibly can and still execute the exact same. So that is that. Let's pull up SQs. Oops. Let's pull up SQs one more time here, guys. There's going to be a potential to get into some more shares here, starting really small. Once the trade starts to work out, I'm going to be looking for that move back towards the volume-weighted average price. We cracked this 2350 level. Going to add some more shares.
Bang. All right, I'm in a couple of new positions now. We're going to try NVTS here at the volume-weighted average price. It's got a 3 or 4 candle hold up right now at VWAP, but I don't know. This current candle has a higher low, but I'm not really seeing any higher highs. It's not just good enough to have higher lows. We need higher highs, obviously, for the price to continue upward, especially if you're long. So we're long at 31s. It's showing me 29s. So let's see how this ends up doing. The previous bar low, if you want to place your stop at previous bar low, you're gonna have to give it to 09s because that's where it is. So the prior candle has 08s, and then the prior candle has 09s. So generally, let's just say high single digits, 10s possibly there. We'll see how this one does. I'm also involved again in IRBT. Seems to be respecting the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. So I got in as a retracement there. I'm long at 69, not by design. Now this one also has higher. Oh, wow. We just took out all the levels there. Whoa. Look at that move up. Beauty. All right, so now we're waiting at 88s. We'll look for the high of the day. 688, Katina, man. 388. That's what we're looking at there. Say it again? Amazon, yes. Remember, Katina Man wants me to remind you guys that iRobot was a takeover target for the Amazonian. I don't mean Obi. I mean the actual Amazon there. Shout out to my man. No, seriously though, because I think Lena Khan's the one that put the kibosh on it, right? The wrath of Lena Khan is gone, to be fair. But here we go. Oh, wow, what a move up. Joseph, look at this. We're going to take out highs, my boy. So we're moving up aggressively here. 86s, 87s now on your friend iRobot. We're long 69s here, so not a bad look. Looking for that break and take, so we'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling. How we doing over here on NVTS? We're doing it live, Joseph. We took out prints there, so NVTS giving me the prints. Give me those prints, my boy. All right, so now we're gonna wait north of 55. Let's see if we can get something in and around that area. So we're back. We're done the news, and we're back trading, baby. Seller at 40 here, though, on NVTS. Boom! We take them out. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on this one. Let's see if we can move up a little bit higher. Now I'm waiting at 58s. Good bounce here from my friend NVTS. It's got a higher high and a higher low now on the current candle. That's what I was looking for. I was sick of seeing higher lows. We need those higher highs. Let's see how this cookie crumbles, Joseph.
Let's see how this cookie crumbles is right. Speaking of that, Selena made some cookies on the weekend.
Oh.
I had some.
Hold on, pause. Were they oatmeal?
No, they're.
So then it's over for you then, bro. You can never say that again.
I'm going to be honest with you, though. It upset my stomach. Yeah. I'm not. They just don't sit good with your boy.
That's fine. I mean? You don't have to like cook. Yeah.
They're just like a regular one. She made me a little bit with no chocolate chip, and then she made chocolate chip.
So
Yeah.
So chocolate chip, and then what were the other ones? Just regular cookie dough?
Yeah.
Cookie dough, okay, fair.
Cookie dough, yeah.
So what do you think bothered you, the chocolate chip or the cookie dough?
I didn't eat the chocolate chip, just the cookie dough.
So just
It's
the cookie dough one.
The
So
sugar.
there's gotta be that then, yeah.
The butter in
It's
there
gotta
and
be
stuff.
that,
Yeah, just not. Dude, my body just doesn't sit good with like high levels of sugar. Remember when was the last time?
There's nothing to be upset about,
No,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
When was the last time you seen me with cranberry juice or anything like that, an orange juice?
No.
Yeah.
I only smash the orange juice in the morning for the vitamin C.
Yeah,
that's really the only
you crush
reason.
it for that. But for me, even with that, I can't. It would just upset my stomach. Go to the washroom.
I would not mind having that problem. I really would not mind having that problem. Every time I go to my parents' house on the weekend,
yeah.
it's like, dude, like I asked so nicely, hide the sweets when I come over, bro.
They're like, just don't eat it. You don't understand.
It's like, it's like you don't think I could figure that out for myself?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just every single week we gotta do the same song a day. Don't bring.
I said, don't bring. Stop bringing ice cream into my household. Just stop it. Like, just don't bring it. And he's like, but don't eat it. It's like you don't understand. You can't stop yourself.
Yes.
Full disclosure, your boy did have a couple gummy worms though from bulk farm.
Those type of okay.
Yeah,
Just making sure, Joseph. You know,
Bulk farm.
EDBL
Not the EDBL.
was trading last week.
Yeah,
You're talking about gummies.
Yeah,
you know,
no, not the
we're not in grade school, so you get what I'm.
Yeah, they're legit gummies there. Not the EDBLs.
Ozan, send us the Papa Mama candles.
Candies.
Candies. Yeah, my bad. I heard candles. Yeah. Look, Ozan, when you come to Toronto and Joseph picks you up at the airport, he'll have them ready in the car, so you can stack on something as you get home.
As I bring you to Sharif's house, as I drop you off at Sharif's house.
Wow. The Katina man has offered nothing here for Ozan, by the way. It's only been me and Joseph. The Katina man likes Ozan as well. Why can't you have him for a couple of days, Katina man?
Where's the verified e-signal?
Yeah, here's the
verified e-signal account. I love it, man. We're having a good time,
Jay,
guys.
you are right, though. And I think no, I'm not gluten sensitive, the Piper. I have a buddy who's gluten intolerant, and we make fun of him a little bit too much, but maybe we shouldn't because that's not very nice. But Jay, I love that you pointed that out because I think consistency all around, whether it be going to the gym, but just doing everything day to day and doing it consistent definitely helps within your trading, and that's sticking to rules most importantly, right? If you can't abide by your rules, then if you have the inability to consistently go to the gym and you just tell yourself tomorrow, well, why not, like, instead of one day, be day one, right? And just slowly start building that consistency, and by a couple of months, you'll just want to do it every day. You'll have that gap missing in your day-to-day practice, and it's the exact same thing, Jag, that you mentioned here in trading, is just trying to come out and execute every day the exact same way. And if you look at, never mind the winners, if you go back, I can pull up a lot of my losers. And one thing that I'll give myself somewhat credit for, I don't want to go too far into all of that, but let's pull up NVIDIA. Is that all my losses are similar, like they look similarly the same, right? Like you'll see I'll get out at the break of support levels, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's really important practice, especially from a day-to-day standpoint here in trading, right? If you're just coming in gung-ho, punching keys, expecting to make a quick buck, well, good luck, because that's not how this game works. It's not how this system works. With trading, it takes a long time to become consistent, and you most definitely need to be consistent in your day-to-day practices. That's my opinion personally. I can tell, like, when I'm on my runs and I'm hitting the gym, it's just, it's reflected in my trading. So, yeah, there it is. All right, guys, yeah, SQQ's not looking too good. I mean, it's tough to short this market when it's this strong. With this gap up, I'm like, hey, we're going to go, I think we're going to continue to fill this gap to the downside. Not the case. This is exactly why we start small. I can get out if another signal displays itself. Okay, so yeah, let's hop out of this trade here, guys. We don't want to hold on to this too long. And there we go. We're out of this small loss. Nothing to cry home about. But there we go. Tesla continuing to squeeze higher and higher. I talked about correlating everything from the... Did I get, yeah, of course, all the time, thou shall longeth. I like that. Thou shall longeth. Yes, always, my friend. I like that. You might be one of my favorite names in the chat there now. So, yeah, there you go. Tesla continuing to climb higher here. Katina Man's long from, let's see if he put it in the chat there. Oh, he's still in. He didn't say his AP. You're not, are you in at the 350? Okay, there you go.
Listen to this.
$12 in the money.
CNN reporting that 3 in 4 Canadians are boycotting U.S. products. I don't even know 3 people or 4 people that are boycotting.
Let's go down the line.
Are you actually? No. Are you?
We could have gone to Home Depot.
Okay. You can, but Katina, man, was it an American product at Canadian Tire, or was it China?
Yeah, no, we need the specifics. Don't try to beat around this bush now. But it didn't say made twine.
You bought twine.
Made in China. Yeah, for sure.
Made in China.
All right. I personally don't know anybody that is boycotting. Do you?
Okay, so
well, maybe Sean, because he made that point
Okay, I'll give
right
you
now.
one instance.
Go.
Okay, so Cosmic Crisp. I'm a big Apple guy, right? I love apples. Cosmic Crisp are American.
Okay.
But the galas are produced in Canada. I want the galas. You know what I mean?
Okay. Fair.
Come
fair.
on, man. Oh.
But dude, like my parents aren't, my friends aren't, I'm not.
No,
Like,
I'm not going out of my
like
way
that, right?
to be like, hey, yeah, I'm not buying this because it's made in
I don't even
America.
think about it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going out of my way or anything like that. But when I have 2 things next to me, when it's like, I like the Cosmic Crisp, but I also like the galas, but one says made in Canada, I have to go. I'm going to go with that.
That I agree with.
So, right?
And can I say something to you?
But
He's got
made also in.
I had to fix the shooting net for my dog.
Made in Bangladesh.
Hold on. And the thing is, too, I'll consistently buy Ontario-grown fruit.
Yeah.
But then it's very seasonal. Like, we only get that at a certain...
Exactly,
but I'll do that, like, always, every year.
Always,
like, that's not because of what's happening now
By
whatsoever.
no means am I boycotting American products because I love America.
My sister's American, bro. You think I'm gonna dislike America? It's impossible.
Well, hey,
right?
you can dislike your sister and
I can dislike my sister. Wow.
I mean, but obviously you don't have to.
No.
I mean, you can love them, but you don't have to like them. You know how that saying goes.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough one though, there, Joseph.
I thought you said you had an aunt in America. That,
my sister.
No. Assassino over there. Yeah.
Assassino.
Yeah, we got.
Oh, I'm not plugged in. That's why I didn't get it.
Which one are we doing there, my friend? Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready when you are, brother.
All right.
Let's do it. We ready. In sports playing, flexibility is everything. At ProfitX, you can see the order book just like a financial exchange. Pick your spot and customize the odds to fix your risk. Why settle for a single offer price when you can set your own? Plus, our own mobile interface makes it easy to play on the go. ProfitX, where you call the shots anytime, anywhere. Users can use code TraderTV to get our sign-up offer of 2% cash back on up to 300 big ones.
I want to mention this trade.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Ozan is from Dallas? Oh, Ozan, I'm going to be visiting you. It's going to be the other way around now, Ozan.
In Dallas.
Yes, I know, but I'm a Cowboys fan.
Shout out to Terry Black's there.
You had a lot of positive things to say about Dallas. Why don't you tell everybody? I'm sorry, Joseph. You set me up for that, bro.
Yeah,
we did it live on iRobot again, Katina, man, because this one ended up taking out the high IRBT. We got long 69s. It was not by design. We took everything out at 90, so I'm happy with this trade. I'm displeased, obviously, that I didn't hold into 4 because it's a 398 high a day. But IRBT, guys, unlike a lot of these other small cap gappers, which are now starting to give up the ghost, IRBT is not. It's continuing to put in higher highs and higher lows. It's a fantastic look, kind of the opposite of SPET. SPET continuing to put lower lows and lower highs. IRBT, not the case. You're seeing a lot of weakness now, to be fair, on these small cap gappers, dropping down. Maybe PSQH still kind of near the highs, about 11 pennies off the highs, but NVTS at VWAP, been straddling VWAP now for a while, since 12:55, so, over half an hour. Zena gave up the ghost. Big Bear is not giving up the ghost, but it's consolidating. It's not giving you that higher highs. To be fair to Big Bear, it's only about 6 pennies off the high. LVWR did lose VWAP. And it doesn't interest me at all. It's been a plethora of lower highs and kind of a flat bottom. It's screaming out flat bottom break here through 2. We'll have to see if that ends up manifesting. But yeah, LVWR continuing to give up. OFAL, I was yelling about this one when it took out the highs because this thing got crazy for whatever reason there. You look at this, guys. It's like hanging out at $6.20. Boom. It's up to $7.40. Oh, boom. Oh. It's right back down to 6. So they giveth and they taketh away, and they're not around for a long time. Yep. So I'll tell you guys honestly, IRBT just took out highs. 403 high day right now on IRBT. This looks like the best small cap gapper in the market right now. I'm just looking at the top screen here to see if there are any new ones that have weaseled their way onto the scene that I do not know about. I haven't seen Bovin in the chat today, so if anybody else is trading these small cap gappers and there's one that I haven't mentioned that's making a breakout, or is it making higher highs and higher lows, please tag me, let me know, and then we can kind of have a look at that with everybody there. So that's what I'm looking at right now, guys.
We got a super chat there.
Oh,
yeah,
many.
Many, yeah. 35 shekels, I believe that one is
Dang.
there. Why can you make Tesla in the US, Germany, and China, but if you were to bring iPhone to America, the price will go up 3x? Great question. I think a lot of that has to do with supply chain and the cost of labor, most definitely.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think... I don't know the exact answer to that. I'm not going to pretend like I understand every specific nuance to iPhone production and Tesla production. I don't know the exact answer to that, but I do know that Tesla was going to get smashed hard by those 25% Mexico tariffs and those 145% China tariffs. A lot comes in from Mexico, a lot comes in from China, and then they're assembled.
30% of their parts come from Mexico.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Tesla was definitely going to get hit. The market priced it a little bit differently, I guess, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think we've talked about it quite a bit. Just from moving the supply chain and everything along those lines into America, it's better if Apple just pays the 25% tariff. It would just cost it would be too expensive and it would take too long of a time. So it would take about 4 to 5 years to move 20% of the iPhone production to the States, and then the supply chain issues, and by the time all that's done, it's approximately $20 billion. So so if $1,000 iPhone, 25%, adding another $250 opposed to $3,500.
No, yeah, exactly.
Right? So
I want to give a little bit of an anecdote. You know Black & Decker, they make those tools, right?
Power tools and
everything. So they tried to open up an automated factory only, I think it was in Texas, and it was a fiasco. They had to shut it down. Quality was bad. They couldn't produce in the quantity they wanted to. But this was way before AI and now robotics. So I think we fundamentally have changed the game, but I think we're super early.
It's
right?
still super early.
So I think, maybe going in the future, there are situations where you can keep labor down, cost of labor down, by having robotics involved. The issue with that is you raise the ire of the unions. And in the United States, the unions are very strong. We saw what they did with UPS. Here they're absolutely strong. North America in general.
Teachers.
I don't know about Mexico. I have no idea. I don't want to speak about anything I don't know, but I know in the States, and here they're quite strong. UPS, drivers getting $170,000. Including benefits. Okay, that's big. We saw the the airline companies have to pay a lot for their new union
UPS
contract.
Drivers make $170K a year.
U.S.
Right.
But that's including benefits. So it's like everything.
Yeah, well, if
I don't
you're
know
not
what
using
that's,
your benefit, okay, maybe they take a percentage metric.
I have no idea. Like what the
like
actual quantum of the take-home money is. We can do an easy co-pilot search there and find out. But the point is, does that annoy the unions enough that they start a campaign against Apple for moving into robotics, or anybody that goes exclusively into robotics?
Well, that'll be definitely come down the
you know what I mean?
pipeline eventually, Sharif, where you have to have an X amount of I guess, human, organic people in your corporation, like 60-40, whatever it may be. That is definitely going to be coming.
Kid Crazy says 170K, Joseph, but working 60-hour weeks.
Well,
That's a lot of hours.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if you want to take home that type of money, you can't look at the clock, right?
Lies, he says, Johnny Bravo 214, lies, I'm in Dallas and they're not getting 172. I'm just telling you what was said, brother. Let's ask chat.
Let's ask chat.
See what chat's up to right now.
I'm going to ask Cole the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, let's find out. Let's do it here. We're doing it live. So this is the paid version of chat, guys, okay? So how much are UPS workers, or drivers, drivers making in the United States after their new union deal was signed last year? Give me the take-home money, not the salary, including benefits. Let's see what it says there, Joseph. I should tell it to check its work. Tell it to hurry the hell up as well. We're doing a show here, bro. Let's go, man.
You think
the drivers make a lot, says Thomas.
You think they didn't pay for this service?
Here we go, Joseph. Under the new UPS Teamsters contract ratified in August of 23, full-time UPS drivers are set to earn an average total compensation of $170,000 a year by the end of a 5-year agreement. By the end of a 5-year agreement, to be fair. This figures includes both wages and benefits such as healthcare and pension contributions.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Hourly wage. By the end of the contract, the average hourly wage for a full-time driver will be $49, I'm assuming, an hour, translating into about $102,000 annually for a standard 40-hour work week.
Okay.
Their weekly net pay, reports from UPS drivers indicate that working around 56 hours per week at rates between $45.27 and $46.17 per hour can result in a weekly take-home pay of around $2,000, assuming no 401k contributions. That's weekly. So they're smashing $8,000 a month there on the paycheck, assuming there's no 401k contributions, and you got to assume taxes.
Yep,
I don't know what income taxes are like. Every jurisdiction is a little bit different, obviously, but
there you go.
Oh, well, Ed, to deliver a look, Ed, we're just telling you what the real is, brother. I mean, I'm not opining as to whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, and nor am I qualified to tell you about that either.
Deliver a box, but you don't know what's in that box there, Mr. Miller.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. So, you guys, yeah, I'm not really liking anything right now other than IRBT, which I'm looking at right now. It's at an area of indecision, be quite honest with you, a little above $4, a little bit below. It's having trouble clearing that $4 area. It's up a respectable, though, 52.75%. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. Bob, the dog. I love it. Sharif, Joe, guys, I'm down 6,000 or 63 cents on NVTS. Do I sell before it gets worse? Thank you. Look, Bob, I'm not going to tell you how to trade, my man, but I'm going to tell you the levels that I'm looking at, and then you do as you please. NVTS is holding an area called the volume weighted average price. That is that white line. Oops, excuse me. Over here. I'll load this up. That is that white line right there. You can see it's losing it. Okay? That $6 area for breaks, it's going to be all over for NVTS, it looks like to me. So it's already at VWAP. And Bob, what I don't like about this is the lower high situation and that 6 bottom area, 6 high single digit, 608, 607. So it doesn't look like NVTS is in a good position right now. There is the possibility that it finds a bid in the later time of the day. I'm talking about, that 2:30 when the liquidity starts coming back in. And it starts popping up. There's a specific trade that I have called the VWAP hold high of day break. Essentially what that is it's like this. It's a big move up like you're seeing on NVTS, a move down to hold VWAP, to straddle VWAP, and it holds there during the illiquid time of the day. I'm talking about that 12 o'clock, that 1 o'clock. You'll up into 2:30. Then at around 2:30, sometimes 3 power hour, it gets that spike to the high side, taking out the high of the day, which is currently 753. Make of that information what you will, Bob. I'm not going to tell you how to trade, but you're at an important level right now. You're a little bit below the level, but that's normal for the volume weighted average price. I'm sorry, brother, that you're down. I know how these ones can be very frustrating. I've been on that side of the trade with you there, and I really hate to hear about that, but I don't think you're looking for sympathy as much as you're looking for technique and advice. So my advice to you is be on the lookout for volume weighted average price, and if you can, try to defend into 6. But if 6 goes, I wouldn't be holding this for any more. I don't know how you feel about this.
I'm not going to talk any technicals or anything along those lines, Bob the dog. But what I will tell you, and I've seen somebody in the chat say something along those relatively close. Don't put yourself in those situations, all right? Like, if you're like, I'm down 6K, well, was that your trade plan? Did you have a stop loss implemented? Just going back to the fundamentals there, I'm not frustrated. Yeah, okay, that's good. As long as you're not frustrated, but just don't put yourself in those positions, all right? That's all we can really say, is just make sure you have a stop, whether you're willing to lose 1,000, 2,000, whatever it may be.
Well said.
Just don't put yourself in those positions and you'll be much better off, all right? So I am ready. Not quite yet. Okay, yeah, so I added in. Yeah, for sure. Dude, if you have to ask
Let
that,
me,
did you have something to cover?
Yeah, I do.
The SQs.
Yeah, IMN is breaking out, guys. Okay, so thank you. You guys have been telling me about this one for a while. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the coverage of it, but be careful here, guys. This is where we got into the aftermarket, into the high during the aftermarket on Friday. Look at that move in the aftermarket right around, 4 o'clock. It was the aftermarket, excuse me. We got into that $1.70 high. Today, we're topping out at $1.65, so it's a lower high. I'll submit to you guys, the aftermarket high, I consider to be very akin to that pre-market high. Now, if you watch me trade these small cap gappers, I will not go long a small cap gapper until and if it's taking out the pre-market high. So this is an aftermarket high. It's from Friday. I would not be trading this until it clears that $1.70. Maybe I give up a lot that way, and that's actually a fact because this has been doing quite well. But look for that $1.70 break and take. Tell them what's up, Joe Ship.
Tell them what's going on, Joe Ship. New traders, listen up. First month free. That's right, we're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to elite, analyze, strategize, and capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, everyone. All in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Are you ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description.
Oh.
There, guys. All right. And would say Joseph. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So all my some of my nieces and nephews used to call me.
They used to call you that?
Joseph. Yeah. Joseph. Yeah. And then my other cousins used to call me. I don't even know where they got it. They used to call me a snow fart. Like
Snow fart.
Yeah. They're like, they couldn't say my name, so they just called me that. It was honestly from when we were kids, and it just stuck. So every time I see them, they're like, "Yo, what's going on?" Did Joe just get into SQQ? Says Scott Tomlinson. Joe's been in it. My guy. Well, no, I hopped out. I took the stop. See, Bob the dog. This is what we got to do here. What we got to do here is just we got to get out when we're supposed to, right? You break through key support levels, and then you always have the opportunity to add into the position or get right back in, right? So if you're truly willing to risk $6,000 on a trade, it's like, okay, boom, you start really small, you take a $2,000 haircut right here, you hop right back in. Now your risk to reward is significantly better, and even if you are wrong here, take another 2K loss, and then boom, you're only down 4K instead of being down 6K. If you're dealing with that type of size. So there it is. Yeah, Michael DCA, you never know what Joe will say next. Exactly. Did you not see my one YouTube short? Never let him know your next move. And that's why I'm like, you don't even know if I'm going left or right, shimmy shake, if I'm coming with the jab or the straight, you don't know. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's right. I can't wait. Is it still nice outside?
It's ridiculous.
I would love a weather report. I can't wait to get out there. Yeah, is so Obi says so nice. So yeah, I love seeing that.
Nice. We're gonna, so, I have to because I'm reading his truths. I want to do a segment, a daily segment, Donald's best truths of the day.
Ooh.
Some of them we can't really. Okay, so some of the look, I have to here. What Vladimir Putin doesn't realize, this is an hour ago, is that if it weren't for me.
Oof.
Lots of really bad things would have already happened to Russia, and I mean capital, really bad. He's playing with fire. Okay. And then 4 hours ago, he chimed in on the European Union. I was extremely satisfied with the 50% tariff allotment on the European Union, especially since they were slow walking, to put it mildly, our negotiations with them. Remember, I am empowered to set a deal for trade into the United States if we are unable to make a deal or are treated unfairly. I have just been informed that the EU has called to quickly establish meeting dates. This is a positive event, and I hope that they will, capitals, finally, like my same demand to China, open up the European nations for trade with the United States of America. They will both, capitals, both, be very happy and successful if they do.
Yep.
So Donald Trump taking a Truth Social as he typically does. He likes to use that as his exclusive thing. And then it's usually reposted on X. He did take another shot at Gavin Newsom about sports. I'm not going to get into that.
I love how it's just some random shots.
Yeah, well, Gavin's. And the thing is, him and Gavin have a love-hate relationship too.
They
right? Like they can get along sometimes they can't.
I would love to hear some big deals coming out of Europe, to be honest with you, Sharif, even with the lens of some large American corporations. Like, why aren't these guys buying up a bunch of Blackwell chips and making deals with AMD?
That's a great question. Where the hell are the European companies that are accelerating in AI, that are making big moves in AI? Guys, you guys have some of the most brightest people in the world, one of the best economies until recently in the world. Where is your AI catch-up here? We hear a lot about China. We hear a lot about the Middle East now, America, Europe. Where are you at, man?
Yeah, man,
it's time for you guys to flex.
We're going to call my boy Adam DeLuce up, even though he's not EU Brexit.
I hate to put pressure on Adam. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, seriously though, I mean, Europe has to start picking it up. Guys, IMN is taking out highs. So as I mentioned, I'm keeping my eye on that $1.70 area. That was the aftermarket high from Friday. It did reject that 70, and we are working our way right back into that $1.65. Ideally, would like a $1.70 break and take. Here we go. So now it's a $1.67. So now let's watch. It's not just going to be me punching above 170. I've seen this story before, only to take out that pre-market high, or in this case, the aftermarket high from Friday, to be met with aggressive selling. The shorts are waiting there. If I see it, they see it, and they're a lot smarter. So keep your eye on this one. Let's see if we can squeeze out some of the shorts that have been keeping an eye on this one. And while we wait for it to take out that level, give me an opportunity to tell you a little bit about it. So Immunon Incorporated, it's got a float of around 12.39 million shares. It's got a decent short flow, not the biggest. 7 1/3% of that 12.4 million shares is board for short. So a decent float there, a decent short float, not the biggest. Again, I'm certainly looking at this one. IRBT is taking out highs again. Look at IRBT go. iRobot is on one today. I was trying to tell you guys, this is the best looking Mag 7 name. I still have a dip trade waiting at 320. What a joke. That's a dollar ago. So IRBT, guys, and IMNN, the best two small cap gappers in vogue at the moment. Let's put some respect on PSQH's name as well. It's only 5 pennies off the high at 270. So good look there. Holly says SOUN. I haven't looked at SoundHound today. Let's have a look, quick gander there. Yeah, $11 area resistance, Holly. Shout out to you. Good call out. Did not have eyes on SOUN. Here's the chart. So holds VWAP for the most part. It dropped below it over here by a little bit, by about 20 pennies, but right up into that $11 area it goes. It seems to be having some resistance at 11 bucks, but I'm going to be focused on IMNN for that $1.70 break and take if we get it. And IRBT is the gift that keeps on giving, man. It gave you 3 candles of indecision between 120 to 130. And then it rocketed up, taking out those highs. So that one will be certainly on my watch. SBET coming in aggressively, as I mentioned. This was short. I guarantee you the short, what's it called? Boros, the locates, would probably have been prohibitively expensive. Look at this. This is destined to get back to VWAP. Look at that. That's a beauty, bro.
VWAP's your
what a
right
short.
line,
That's a $20 short right there off the top, eh?
A couple of those.
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah, so beautiful look right now for the short, that is, on SBET. But IRBT, IMNN, and PSQH, the best 2 or 3, small cap gappers I would submit to you guys in the market right now. NVTS is holding VWAP, so shout out to my man there, Dog, Bob Dog or something like that. I hope you held up, because it's holding, it's putting in higher lows and higher highs, my man. It's straddling VWAP right now. It's not really rocketing up or anything, but as I mentioned, this could be a VWAP hold high of day break type trade, so keep an eye out on that. John, UNH threatening to break down from semi-key level at 290. Oh my God, more down moves for UNH. Let's look at United Health. We haven't said anything about this because Adara's not here. She's the only one trading this. Yeah, that's, oh goodness, the blood. The blood, it continues.
Is it still going?
Yeah,
I was looking for an oversold bounce there. I want to talk about
it's got a flat bottom break here, man.
Look at IonQ go there, Sharif. Talking about the quantum space just being on fire right here. Look at the volume start to step in on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, big time recovery here, consolidation phase. Look at the length of this here, guys. And then now just punching through all of them, about to run into these pre-market lows. Someone in the chat mentioned this one out, but I want to look at UNH here momentarily. We're going to get back to some of these names that are breaking out, and that's going to be the quantum space, the hottest sector in the market right now, in my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that one there, Sharif, but that's truly how I feel. Let me sit up straight there. All right.
Hey.
Yeah, UNH. So I was looking for an oversold bounce here. You can see it filled this gap. That was a really, really nice trade. So shout out to Brancos who was trading this one. 277 all the way up to 324. That is a nice 50-point move on some contracts there, guys. So really good look. But this is what I'm looking at. Gaurav, I know Gaurav's not here. Los Polios, I haven't seen you in the chat today. But all my VPA traders, this is exactly what we want to see for a bounce here. You can see that we dumped essentially 50% from the peak to the trough. 58%, even more, closer to 60. And then you have this stopping volume indecision print. That's VPA 101. And then as soon as you get the break of it to the high side, you take that long and fill this gap. It is pulling back, but this is also your risk profile as well too. So I believe you can hold on to this position until it cracks that. If it does, then look for more indecision around these lows for that potential bounce. But down 60% off of those lows, extremely oversold. You have the isolated volume signature and an isolated pivot. That's a good long signal. And if you have the ability to take advantage of that, kudos to you there. But Tesla is the gift that keeps on
7%?
7%, my brother. And it's not looking back. This is just a grind here. It's just like slowly chewing up all the shorts, and I'm short the market right here, long SQQQs. And it's not something that you necessarily want to be. If we do get that kind of breakdown here, I think it's going to be later in the session, closer to the close of the day, because you can see how strong it is, and the big names are being the leaders, and that's exactly what we need to see in a bull market. You get that gap out, you get the gap up. You get the continuation in the price action as well too, which I was not anticipating. I thought that we were going to fill this gap into the downside. It said, Joe, AC.
What?
AC Slater, see you later. That's not what's going on today. We are going to gap and go, and that's being displayed here in TSLA.
Gap and go, huh? I know someone uses that strategy.
Who's that? RC.
Here we go. I'm long IMNN, excuse me. I did get, here we go, 78s. Can I take out? Boom! Here we go again. Let's go. Let's go, baby. We're taking that micro pullback. Another strategy that, is used by him. Here we go. Boom! To the high side, Joseph.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Let's do this live right now. Can we take out 88s? If we can take out 88s, then this will be an actual breakout. Okay, what I was concerned about and why I didn't take the breakout trade on that $170 break and take is because I've seen this story before. We take out that pre-market high, we take out that aftermarket high, wherever the bag holders are holding, and then we're met with an aggressive short position who have been waiting for that exact level. So I wanted us to clear that level by some distance, and we did. We got up to 88s and then come back down and take it on the micro pullback. That's exactly what I did there. So let's see if this one ends up holding. Simultaneously, guys, SBET is at the volume weighted average price, and it's already $2 off that retracement. $31.90 was VWAP. That's where it got to, and now it's at $34. So be very careful, though, trying to catch a falling knife on SPET. But this is the critical level that I personally was looking for, that volume weighted average price. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. But I want to be involved in IMNN here. So we're out of the position right now. Let's see if we can get some more in. We've got a candle of indecision right now, currently forming on the 5. It's got 2 more minutes until it closes. What's up?
That's not a good thing.
Cover it.
Not a good thing there. Okay, guys, the market now put in a new high there. I don't want to hold on to these shorts whatsoever. So is there going to be another opportunity to get involved? Most definitely, especially if we're going to kind of head back towards the volume weighted average price. But as the market is continuously squeezing, I mentioned that we had some of the big names lagging. And if they're starting to pick up some steam and catch up, then you don't want to be going against the overall market. With that being said, let's take a look at Meta to see what we're trading at from an intraday standpoint. Could this be the last leg higher? Most definitely. But wow, look at this price action here on META, Sharif. As we punch through these levels, but you can see it really start to pick up steam. So that's Meta starting to climb higher. Let's see what Google's up to. Is it starting to catch up? It's still hovering around those highs. Not a good look for the potential shorts here in the overall market. Apple, the troubled one. It's not the dead one anymore. It's the troubled one, Sharif, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There we go. Still hovering around these specific zones here, touching to that pre-market high, bouncing right off it. If it wants to continue to climb higher, you don't want to be short the market. Amazon, what's Amazon up to? Still hovering around those highs, not wanting to pull back. NVIDIA putting in a new high. Being short the market, not a great idea right now, Sharif.
All right, guys, I'm still keeping my eye on IMNN. Also, AMC, guys, is up 25%. So, yeah, I know. $4 is a level, though. It's been a level for a long time on AMC from when I remember when it was last breaking out, it was a bit of a harder level. That's where it's having trouble with right now. I'm talking about AMC, guys. It's not up on the chart right now. I'm just looking on the side. 405 high. It's at 398. It's having trouble clearing 4. That's the bad news. It's got higher lows, though. John, see my SMCI comment. It's going. I didn't see it. John, triple top, head and shoulders on UNH. That's what I see there, John. UNH threatening to break down. So, John, just tag me again with your SMCI comment because I can't go that far back. But I'm keeping my eye here on IMNN. It's got a candle with a higher high and higher low that just closed. Now we're in a new candle right now. That's a candle of indecision. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm out UT 5766 or whatever of my IMNN position. I'm looking at getting back in. I'm just scalping on this one. So here's the deal. We're getting long again on this. We're going long. Let's see what we get, and we will not get upset. Shout out to my man who's having a good old time out in Europe, wherever, Budapest. Boom! We're taking them out. Let's set up at 88s now, and then we're going to set up at 94s, okay? Here we're doing it live, Joseph. 184 right now is, it's kind of rejecting. 188 the high. Do I DCA? I will DCA in the low 70s, and my stop is going to be out below prior bar low. So prior bar low, the candle that closed at 145, has a low of 169er. Okay, so if it loses 169er, I'm gonzino. Ideally, it doesn't do that. Ideally, this candle continues to hold the low and puts in newer high. So let's see if we get 88s and then 94s. 85s now showing up with the tape getting crazy. 86, 87, 88, boom! We take it out again, Joseph Wilson. All right, so now we're setting up at 94s. Let's see if we can get that move. We got a double top at 88, so be careful. Seller of note at 88, otherwise we wouldn't reject twice at 88. So let's see if we can clear that 88 level. We've been close. 87s again showing up. So I'm packing my patience here, looking at going long again. If we can break through 88 decisively, I'll add into this position. Up 60%, and it's going at a time where the market is supposed to be calm and all the other small cap gappers are kind of giving up the ghost. So keeping my eye on this one. Let's see what comes.
We couldn't breach it. Did we tap into it ever so slightly? I think almost to the pen. Oh, okay, let's go. My guy, Robinhood, put in a new all-time high there, Sharif.
No,
is that
again,
all-time high? No, is it?
It's a gift that keeps
never mind.
giving,
it's not all-time
bro.
high, current high, anyways.
Whatever,
yeah, it's
good
definitely.
enough.
Yeah, we're right there. I mean, but we've rejected it. This thing is awesome. I love this stock. I wish I had more, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, we don't. But I think there's going to be a good opportunity to grab some more, most definitely. But there it is, guys. Robinhood. I've seen some people in the chat mentioning it, so I thought I'd bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still sitting in this SQs. We didn't get stopped out just yet. Again, I'm double the amount of size that I had on right here, but you can see the RVR is significantly better. Excuse me. If we start to curl over and then look like we're going to get that reversion back towards the VWAP, it's back towards VWAP, then I'm going to be adding to this position. I don't know why I got the hiccups there. I didn't drink any coffee. But yeah, that's the game plan here, guys.
Not coffee, huh?
No.
You didn't drink coffee?
No.
What else gives you the hiccups?
Agua,
Think about it, yeah.
there we go. A bit more.
Excuse me. I apologize. Thank you for that.
I got to get on the Saratoga Springs water there. Channel my inner, what's Buddy's name again?
Ashton Hall. Did you see the DJ Khaled video?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. And he was on Aiden Ross's...
Ashton was?
Yeah, he was on Aiden Ross's stream, and Aiden is like showing him, I made $500,000 on like the last 10 streams, and like you should see like
Ashton's face.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like he's like, you're just streaming, you're making $500,000?
Yeah, you know what though? You know what? I honestly, I'm not going to get too much into that world, but those kids make ridiculous amounts of money.
Of course, yeah. Well, like, very few of them, though.
Very few of them. But
like Kai.
Yeah, Kai.
What's his name? Speed. Kills it.
But but honestly, the basket is significantly larger. Like you're seeing a lot of these lower guys. I don't know if you know who and I don't like Duke Dennis and like all of these guys. Yeah. They're making a ton of money. So
I'm not surprised, bro.
the ton of money, and there's
it's all over for linear television. It's if you look at the graph for these guys, their dollar, their viewers, their advertising dollars is down and to the right.
Yeah.
So the good times are over. Yeah. Chilean Nightmare is telling us something. He's like, basically, if you notice what linear television, legacy television is doing, they're really trying to refocus everything online. I agree 100% with that, Fabian. You can kind of see how they're in their planning. They're trying to get you to sign up for, CNBC Extra or whatever they're calling that. What are they calling it? Fox Nation? Or something like that to get like all these special interviews that don't come on linear television. Of course, there's margins to be made there. Fabian, think about it. The cable companies, how much are they taking directly from the channels? So if you're able to do DTC, direct to consumer, you're eating up all the margins. I just want to cover this trade quickly.
Go right ahead, brother. Go right ahead.
Boom on IMNN. We get in initially 71, scalp, all the way up to 82s. Add as it came back down into 80, scalp, up into the high of the day. So IM double dang N on one right now, guys. It's between IMNN, IRBT, and I'll submit to you guys, PSQH, still a good look. Don't discount BBAI as well. Well above VWAP, very close to the highs as opposed to close to the lows. So that one could get a big move up. And NVTS, my man, Bob Dog, I hope you're holding and I hope you're in the money, because what I see here on your friend NVTS is a hold at VWAP, and look at that curl, baby. Higher highs, higher lows. You don't know. Maybe this hits 7. Maybe he takes out that high of the day. I'm wishing you the best, Bob. I hope you print up multiple storms, as I all do with all our viewers, no question about it, because the more money you make, the more you'll come back and watch a show. So that's kind of, I'm a little bit biased about that.
We want you to make as much money. I see you hit the money storm there.
We haven't hit that in a while.
Yeah, we haven't hit that in a while. I see Katina Man hit that last week.
There's Bob. Bob's trying to get everyone to buy. And he's Canadian. I like him more.
Let's go. We like him even more now. There we go. He's back in the money. Buy NVTS, he says, LOL. So there you go. I'm glad that you got to brush that one off your shoulders. But don't make that mistake too many times, because in one time you will do it, and then it'll just be too big.
Exactly.
And you'll be like, oh, well, you're expecting it to rebound, and it just doesn't rebound. And then next thing you know, you're 5 figures in the hole. And that's
Joseph, how are we doing on likes here, man? Because I think we were quite polite about the like situation and the disproportionate nature of viewers.
20%.
1,100 likes, guys. I'm going to have to give you guys a round of applause for that. That's great. I think that's one of our better ones in a while, so thank you very much for that, guys. You guys do the absolute most in a fantastic way. Even you, Ozan. What do you say? Sharif. Why don't I have a button dedicated for me? Katina, man, you want to give Ozan what he needs over there?
Yeah, hit that over
What's the situation? There you go, Ozan. That's for you, my man. You like the cash cow. We reserved that one specific for you. Say that again. You can also Venmo the production team, Fabian, because you know why?
Why?
Because they have...
By the power of Grayskull.
Is that what they have?
They have the power, baby.
I'm still waiting for my Venmo there.
They have the power, Fabian. They can make us look bad. They can make us look good. They can cut our audio. They can change the camera angles to unflattering angles. They can do what they need to do, Fabian. That's why I call him Assassino.
You didn't get my subtle jab there, eh?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
I said I'm still waiting for my Venmo.
Oh, wow. Yes, okay. So let's get this. Well, we can't tell them because then it's going to be anticlimactic. So I'm just going to stay quiet about that one. But expect something this week to reconcile the bet that Joseph won fair and square. You won it fair and square.
Hey, I'm down to roll it. If you want to roll it over, brother, you can pay me out and then we can establish another one.
On crypto?
Yeah.
On BTC?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say we could do a little bit of money on this pull-up thing. Though.
Oh, is that how you? I thought you were gonna make it back, eh?
I'm like, what do I have a sure bet on? No, I'm playing.
that's fair.
I know you've been killing that later as well, so maybe I shouldn't be so quick to think that either. But I know you've been killing it on that. Guys, there's a minute left on the show. I had a fantastic day today. I think a lot of people are happy that a lot of, the market's up a little bit after the sell-off we got last week, Joseph, especially on Friday with Donald tanking the market there with the European tariffs and whatnot.
And I wanted to touch on that actually just briefly here.
For sure.
Production crew and Joe, thanks, Marcus. You left, what a jab at Sharif there. You left you out there.
It's like completely disrespectful.
Yeah, there you go. Just
dunked
never
on
mind
me there,
Sharif.
bro.
I mean, we've surpassed the EU tariff news, Sharif. We're now north of that, so we've completely filled that move here. We gap up, guys. We got a big indecision print right at the lows. I think this is really important to document right here. So you can see we have this wick, and then we have this hammer candle. I was looking at it bright and early in the morning, and then here you go, off to the races there, guys. Not even looking, and it doesn't even look back. The market doesn't even want to curl over, so therefore I'm not going to try any more shorts on it, nor am I going to chase any long. So I'll walk away with a small red day that it ain't nothing but a chicken, ain't a thing but a chicken wing on today's losses, guys. That's one solid good. It's like not even an ad in there. It's just it's small potatoes on that loss there. But good to see that the market has fully recovered, Sharif. I like these looks here. That's a signal for a strong market, Sharif. Yeah, you seen that? Yeah.
Thanks, brother. I was like, why am I getting dunked on here? Look at what Kanye East wrote. Sharif, Joe, that's so much fun, bros. Love hanging out with you guys every day. Happy belated to Sharif. All the love, bro. Wish you a wonderful, prosperous, healthy life. Love hanging out with you guys every day, man. Every day we're doing this. We're doing it live every day, guys. On the midday, we talk a little bit. We trade a little bit. So make sure you're hanging out with us, Joseph and I. And are we good to go, boys? All right. It is now time to see the Katina Man and the Amazonian. Take it over, boys.
Yo, welcome back.
You forgot about Randy.
Well, of course.
Randy, how was the spaghetti? How was the pasta bolognese over there? I don't know. When I went to look at it, it was all gone. Did you have any?
No, it was all gone. I had some pasta and some vegetables.
Okay, yeah, I'm never too excited about that stuff. And then we had that